Good afternoon and welcome all to the campus of Phoenix College. Barton Pug Marich Field, the site here today for the fourth game of this series this season between the Phoenix College Bears and the South Mountain Cougars. Jaden Taylor and Dominic Cerny giving you this one here at Marich Field. Go quick run through of this one as the Bears take on the Cougars. South Mountain, a loss yesterday at home, 4-1 the final. Phoenix College finally able to get a win up against the D1 team and South Mountain. A win yesterday was a big thanks to Kay Lacey, who we'll get more into in a moment. Quick run through of this one. 2 wins last time these two teams faced off back at Phoenix College. It was about a month ago on mid-February in that matchup. Looking at these two on February 15th. Another matchup here today. We'll take a quick break, and once we come back, get you to starting lineups and first pitch here at Marich Field.
Please stand for
Just moments away from first pitch here at Marich Field. South Mountain and Phoenix College in Game 2 of this midweek series here. Beautiful baseball weather here as spring training is in full force, and really just about every single baseball field across the state of Arizona showing off here this week. Let's see the starting lineups here today. For South Mountain, they'll start it off with their first baseman, number 11, Sam Christensen. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 1, Cole Jackson in the 3 spot. The second leading home run and average hitter of the year so far inside the ACCAC, number 23, Kenneth Jimenez. In the cleanup spot, the right fielder, number 19, Dominic Chasson. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 15, Carter Ritchie. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 3, Carson Weslewski. The center fielder, batting seventh, number 5, Jaden Miranda. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 13, Connor Schneider. And rounding out the order for South Mountain, number 30, Brian Leone. Dom, good to have you here for this one. Glad I'd be able to have 2 people to be able to work with here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. You're feeling so far in this one, 2 matchups that we saw earlier on this year, a doubleheader, midweek doubleheader here at Phoenix College. South Mountain wiped the floor entirely. Offense was there. The defense and the pitching was incredible, primarily from the starters. Alex Urias-Calvillo, who we will not see here today for South Mountain, went 7 innings of work, just gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits in the first matchup. 7-1 victory in Game 1, 6-2 victory in Game 2. Then, kind of flipping the tide yesterday at South Mountain, Phoenix College comes through with a 4-1 win in a big way to the pitching that has kind of struggled this season.
Yeah, and it's going to be a fun matchup between these two teams that know each other really well. 2 of the better teams here in this Phoenix area, and anytime these 2 teams are out on the field, it's must-watch baseball for the local baseball fans. A lot of baseball going on here around Arizona. Nothing better. Perfect day for some baseball as well. Really looking forward to this one with you.
Yesterday, Danny Sotelo, after pitching Game 1 of this series, season series rather, against South Mountain, struggled through 4 innings, had 3 solid innings with a combined 6 strikeouts. But after that, the third and fourth innings would kind of get a little misty and would give up 4 earned runs. Yesterday, however, 6 2/3 innings of work, 6 hits allowed, just 1 run. It was not earned, 6 strikeouts to his name in that one. So a solid bounce back performance for them, a 4-1 win rather for Phoenix College. 8 hits. Biggest thing defensively is 3 errors. 57 errors defensively for this Phoenix College team. That is the most in the entirety of junior college baseball. So an area this defensive group needs to switch up.
Yeah, and it's all about just taking what you do at practice and in the pregame warm-ups and actually taking it out to the field. These guys are here for a reason. They know how to play baseball. It's all about cleaning it up a little bit.
Owen Stallnaker will be on the mound today for Phoenix College. Stallnaker, the 5'11", 175-pound righty sophomore from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. 3-pitch mix for the righty. Getting his first start of this season, bringing in the spot of Brogan Stevens, who is getting the scratch off for this rotation. Showing bunt there was Christensen, but able to pull back his fastball. Missed inside for ball 1. Christensen, another power bat out of the left side. High lefty team is South Mountain. This one ripped deep into right field. Jake Willerup looking up, and that one's gone. What a way to set the tone in this one. Sam Christensen pulls it down the right field line, and it's 1-0 South Mountain. That died down the crowd pretty quickly.
Yeah, you can't really start off a game any better than that. That ball is out of here off the bat, and now if you're Stallnaker, you gotta settle down. Keep attacking the strike zone. Don't want to fall behind any of these South Mountain hitters.
That was the struggle last time we saw Stallnaker up against South Mountain and 1 innings of work in game number 2 of that series. Gave up just 1 hit, or excuse me, 2 hits rather, 1 extra base hit, and it was that home run to Carter Ritchie. So leadoff home run for Sam Christensen. Again, setting the tone early here for the Cougars. First pitch was the strike to Cole Jackson. The 0-1 inside, evens up the count. Jackson, the designated hitter. We mentioned a lefty-heavy lineup. Wants to start it off well. 3-spot in Kenneth Jimenez will be one of just 2 righties in this lineup. 1-1 pitch. This one grounded over to short. Alan Rosas playing short today. Throws on to first. Low throw, but able to dig it out of the dirt was Casey Wayne for the first out.
Good job by Wayne to limit a potential error there, especially after allowing that leadoff home run. Good job by Stallnaker to get that ground ball, settle himself into this ball game.
We mentioned sometimes the defensive struggles for Phoenix College this season. Let's look at the defensive order here today. From third to first, Jared Swarbrick, Alan Rosas, Isaac Lizarraga, and Casey Wayne. No Kyle Casados nor Silas Clary, dealing with some injury bugs so far this season. That's been the biggest defensive thing. No Bryson Tamboni in center, but he's looking to get back in the next week's time. Kay Lacey out in left, Lucas Hinsey in that spot in center, and Jake Willerup in right. 1-0 pitch to Kenneth Jimenez, and that one hit him on the side. A struggling start for Owen Stallnaker after the leadoff home run to Sam Christensen. Able to get a ground out, but hit by a pitch there to the catcher. So go back to the lefties here, as we'll see a switch running here. Will be Michael Diaz for Kenneth Jimenez over there at first. Diaz, 6'2", sophomore, went to Brophy High School, not too far away from here. Standing into the box on the left side, Dominic Chacon, first pitch. Fastball misses up and out. Elias Fiddler behind home plate today. They've been mixing between Fiddler as well as Cole Snido. Snido won't be in the lineup today, but he's kind of switched in and out from the designated hitter spot and the catcher spot as well. 1-0 pitch. Fastball just on the inner half. Chacon didn't quite like the call, but leaving the count back up at 1-1.
Perfect pitch there, just right on the corner. You want to see more of those quality strikes.
Runner at first and 1 out. Early 1-0 lead for South Mountain. 1-1 pitch, way outside. Stallnaker really struggling here. Again, first start of this season. Coming in the spot of mainly Brogan Stevens' spot here in the midweek matchups. Trying to find the zone here and get out of inning number 1. 2-1 pitch, runner is off from first. This one chopped into the dirt and foul.
We'll be interested to see how aggressive South Mountain's going to be on the base paths today. Already an early 1-0 lead and a hitter's count, and they're going.
Yeah, Chacon this season, 6 stolen bases, just been caught once. Count even at 2-2. Pitch here from Stolnick. Fouled off. That one comes ricocheting all the way back. I know a lot of viewers have noticed the one singular pole that seems to be directly behind home plate, setting itself up perfectly. There's a lot of these around here that have dealt with some foul balls that have ricocheted around a little bit. As that one came off of there. Count back even at 2-2. Pitch from Stolnaker. Goes back to the breaking ball, but can't get the cut on it. And able to spit on and lay it off with Chacon. Count now full. Chacon trying to work the walk. Keep the train moving here in the first.
Expect Diaz to go from first here.
He is off from first. As that one way away from Stolnaker. Ends up hitting Chacon in the knee. And he'll gingerly make his way down to first. So back-to-back hit by pitches. Taking his time to get out there at first. That's not an easy one. You usually have the shin guard, but
15,
that one got right near the knee. And Elias Fiddler here early is going to have a conversation with his battery mate.
Seen a lot of pitches that haven't even challenged the strike zone. If you're going to throw balls, that's fine. You can't throw every single pitch in the strike zone, otherwise the opposition's just going to be feasting on you. But you need to see more pitches that challenge the strike zone, keep these batters off balance. We've already seen 2 hit by pitches, some pitches that have missed arm side, some pitches that have missed glove side. Really need to lock it in here early, otherwise it could get ugly.
Going to have to lock it in here to Carter Ritchie. We mentioned had the home run up against Stolnaker back on February 15th. He's now setting himself in the righty's batter's box. First pitch to him is fastball fouled straight back. Ritchie, along with Jimenez, some of the top hitters inside of the ACCAC. Ritchie, 4 home runs on this season. Tied for second with 4 others in the conference. 2 runners on and 1 out. 1 run has already come home here after a leadoff shot out into right field from Sam Christensen. Stolnaker checks back at second, but able to get in there safely as Jimenez. South Mountain dugout getting louder here, trying to push some more momentum here in the first. 0-1 pitch, misses in the dirt. Fiddler has to go sprawling towards it and keep it in front of him. One pitch. Fastball. It's grounded down the third base line and foul. Stolnaker ahead here on Ritchie 1-2. Stolnaker trying to grind his way through this inning. It's been a struggling start. Still has a possibility of double play ball if he can get a ball on the ground here to Ritchie.
Just takes 1.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted deep into left center field. Going back is Lacey looking up, and it's out of here. Carter Ritchie has been dominant all year long and leaves the yard in a 3-run shot, and what a start here for South Mountain. It's 4-0.
Ahead into the count 1-2. Just can't leave a pitch in the strike zone there, especially with a double play scenario. You can go out of the zone and try and get Ritchie to chase and ground it to 2. Instead, he hits one over for 3.
5th home run on the season for Carter Ritchie. Puts himself solidly just 1 behind Robbie Liddington of Paradise Valley for the lead inside of the ACCAC. A 4-0 start here in the top of the first for South Mountain. They have broken it open as Stolnaker has struggled to find the zone, and then when he does, it's right over the heart of the plate. And both Christensen and Ritchie have done damage. On pitch here to Carson Waslewski. It's a fastball that just misses out. There's a righty now running out to the bullpen here for Phoenix College. Looks like a lefty will be running out there as well. 1-1 pitch. This one lined into left field for a base hit. We mentioned it Talk about setting the tone here. South Mountain has done it early, continuing to pour on here in this first inning.
Now batting Jaden Miranda.
Lefty and righty both up in the bullpen for Phoenix College. Stallnaker, 3 hits, 2 hit by pitches. 2 of those hits, home runs to Sam Christensen and Carter Ritchie. Still with the runner on and having to deal with him. Goes Jaden Miranda at the plate. First pitch. This is outside. Goes back to the fastball. And that's kind of been the struggle, Sue. We've seen the fastball that the start of the year was supposed to be a 2-seam that had some more arm side life to it. Have not seen that here today. It seems like a fastball, and I think the pitch to Christensen might have been a changeup that held over the heart of the plate. South Mountain has done damage. 1-0, guess. Misses outside for a ball.
The command just really hasn't been there. Falling behind batters and then leaving pitches over the middle of the plate, especially ahead in the count to Ritchie. Got a chance to put him away, potentially get 2, instead allowed a home run.
2-0 pitch. Fastball low. They'll pick back to first. Was able to get back there as Waslewski. Had a couple hard secondary leads, and Fiddler wanted to keep him there. Pitch was outside and low for a ball. For the 4th straight plate appearance, Stallnaker has found himself ahead early. Goes back to the breaking ball and misses out. A struggling start for the Highlands Ranch, Colorado righty. Struggling to find the zone. Again, misses out. Miranda will walk. Now to our 8th batter of the inning. It's Connor Schneider, the righty sophomore from Omaha, Nebraska. Played for Bellevue West High School. Found himself here. Been a very contact-heavy guy, but a solid defensive second baseman as well. First pitch showing bunt there was Schneider. Able to pull back because the fastball missed out.
I'm not sure why you would bunt here if you're South Mountain. That would just be giving away an out to Phoenix College, especially when Stallnaker hasn't really proven he can get you out.
I think it's maybe a mix of both that we see here early, trying to put some more panic on the defense of Phoenix College as well as Stallnaker himself. 1-0 pitch, showing bunt again here is Schneider. He's going to be able to put it down. This one may be a base hit, and it is. That's why you bunt.
Why do I know?
That's why you bunt. Connor Schneider. Maybe just because I know him playing against him in high school, but that's what he does best. The speed is incredible from Connor Schneider. He's being able to pull out infield base hits with ease and does it again there on the bunt single. We're now at our 9th batter here in this top of the first inning.
Brian Leone.
Bases are loaded with just 1 out. We'll bring up the left fielder and Brian Leone. Lefty is back now at the mound here for Phoenix College in the bullpen. First pitch is grounded foul.
If you're going to bunt for a base hit, that's certainly different. Wasn't trying to sacrifice a bunt there.
Yeah.
That was a perfect bunt right down the third base line. Runners on first and second. Third baseman not always going to crash on the bunt. Really make him make a decision or make the pitcher go get it and fall away from first base.
Second pitch grounded over to first. Wayne's going to come home with it. They'll get the lead out. That's all they'll get, but enough there to be able to get the second out of the inning. Be a little more comfortable here for Stallnaker. Will still be working with bases loaded.
Now batting Sam Christensen.
So he fully batted through the order here in the first inning for South Mountain. Back up to Sam Christensen. After a fastball was hung over the inner half of the plate, Christensen lifted it to start off the day. Deep and beyond the outfield wall and right. He still ground this one just past the glove of Isaac Lizaraga at second into right field. 1 runner will score. Second runner and Schneider will come around third and score. And moving to third is Leone. 2 RBI single and a 3 RBI first inning for Sam Christensen. And this may be an early day for Stallnaker.
What happens when you don't establish yourself throwing that quality first strike, keeping the opposing hitters off balance. They're going to be hunting that fastball right over the middle of the plate because that's all you've proven you can do. And if they see it, they're going to feast on it. Otherwise, if it's on the corner, they'll give that to you. If it's not off-speed pitch, just take it. But South Mountain came here with a plan, and they've executed it.
They've executed it well. 6-0 with just 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. Pitching change for Phoenix College. A quick break here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Long way to go for the Bears. Strong start for South Mountain. Hitsuro Hayashi, the new pitcher into the ball game for Phoenix College, the lefty from Tokyo, Japan, getting his 6th appearance on the year, 6 1/3 innings of work, just south of 5.7 ERA, and dealing with some trouble. Runners at first and third, 2 outs, 6 runs already in here in the top of the first. Runners out from first for South Mountain. They'll throw down to second, does Fiddler. The throw is late as Rosas was quick getting back to the bag. Now 2 runners in scoring position for South Mountain. The inning started off with Sam Christensen. That took a fastball from Owen Stallnaker over the heart of the plate and lifted it deep out into right field and past the wall. Stallnaker would not even be able to get out of the first inning. And Hayashi working here on Cole Jackson. That one way up and in. And you see, understandable to possibly see some command issues out of Hayashi, who had maybe 20 pitches at most to work with out of the bullpen. Have to come in here quickly. Count at 1-1. Pitcher to Jackson. Goes back to the curveball, does Hayashi, and it's in there for strike 2. Hayashi, good mix of pitches. That 12-6 curveball's been able to find life well. See if he goes back to it here. Head on Jackson, 1-2.
Hayashi, the lefty's going to be set up more.
Lefty-lefty matchup here. 1-2 pitch. Goes back to the fastball. Gets Jackson to foul off and out of play.
And with this left-handed heavy lineup for South Mountain, Hayashi's going to be set up better to succeed here than Stallnaker. Just got to attack the zone, especially down 6. The last thing you want to do is walk batters and give them more chances to score. If they get on base with hits, then they earn them.
1-2 pitch here from Hayashi. Goes back to that curveball. Gets Jackson to pop up on the infield. Jared Swarbrick at the third base line, able to make the play for the final out. A long, almost 20-minute top of the first frame here at Marich Field. 6 runs come across on 5 hits, 2 hit-by pitches, and a walk, and we'll head to the bottom half of the frame. A lot of work to do for Phoenix College, down by 6. early 6-run cushion here for South Mountain heading to the bottom half of the first frame. Let's get through the lineup here for Phoenix College. Started off with their first baseman, number 27, Casey Wayne. Wayne's been an RBI machine so far throughout this season. We'll get more into that in a moment. Batting second, the second baseman, number 3, Isaac Lizaraga. Batting third, the right fielder, number 14, Jake Willer. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 11, Elias Fiddler. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 30, Cade Lacey, who's getting another start into this ballgame after a tear of a day yesterday. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 9, Chris Billings. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 44, Jared Swarbrick. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 12, Alan Rosas. And rounding out the order for Phoenix College is the center fielder, number 15, Lucas Hinsey on the mound today. For South Mountain, it's going to be number 12, Jacob Beltran. Beltran, the number 2 guy in the rotation for South Mountain. First pitch of the day for him goes the 2-seam fastball and blows it straight by Casey Wayne. Beltran, 7th appearance of this season, 6th start, 2.76 ERA. Has been him and Jackson Jelkin have been the 2 guys for South Mountain this season. A 1 pitch has popped up at foul, and Wayne again behind. And the count here to Beltran. Beltran been blowing by with that fastball. It looks like it's sitting about high 80s, low 90s.
Got some arm side movement on it as well, like you pointed out. Looked like a changeup in there too.
0-2 pitch. Goes back to the fastball, and he got him looking. Beautifully placed there on the outer half for Jacob Beltran, and finds his 21st strikeout of the season.
Now batting Isaac Lizaraga.
Defense will shift here for South Mountain, working up against Isaac Lizaraga, the second baseman here today. First pitch to Lizaraga is lined down the left field line and down for a base hit. Extra base. This is here for Isaac Lizaraga as he'll stop at second. And some early life, much needed for Phoenix College. Lizaraga finds himself in the extra base, sitting a runner in scoring position here early in the first.
Important to just chip away for Phoenix College. Fortunately for them, it's only the first inning, so you got a lot of time to slowly come back in this game. It's going to be a lot of strike throwing from you on the mound, and then just capitalizing on any situations like this one that arise.
Willer up here, the right fielder here today. Coming into the day was tied for second with Carter Ritchie with second most home runs in the ACCAC. That changed with one swing of the bat for Carter Ritchie in the top half of this frame. 4 home runs on the season for Willerup. Trying to find an early RBI, and like you mentioned, Dom, trying to chip away here are the Bears. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball just on the outer half for strike 1. Kind of a late slide movement, more so a curl, I think, coming out of the hand, but not a ton of break to it, but very late that we see there from Beltran.
That's what you want, those late breakers.
1-1 pitch in the dirt. Out at second, Lizaraga, one of the top base stealers in the entirety of the country, has found himself on quickly and has worked around the base paths well. 4th in Division II of the NJCAA with 16 stolen bases. 2-1 pitch here from Beltran. Goes back to that fastball, and able to foul it off was Willerup.
Not a situation where you're going to want to steal some bases. Down 6, you're on second. You're already in scoring position, of course. With 1 out, you'd rather be on third than on second. You have several more ways you can score with 1 out, but you also don't want to give up any free outs because those outs, when you're trailing by 6 runs, are incredibly valuable.
2-2 pitch. Grounded right back up the middle. Long run here for Schneider, and it's going to get past his glove and into center field. Lizaraga coming around third, throwing from Miranda is up the line. Ball gets away from Jimenez as Willerup will head to second. And Phoenix College finds himself on the board here in the first inning with an RBI single from Jake Willerup.
Now batting, Elias Fiddler.
So a double from Lizaraga. And a single plus an extra base there for Jake Willerup brings home the first run of the day. This is a stark difference than what we saw in the first 2 matchups for Phoenix College as well as South Mountain. Kind of slower pitchers came in Game 1 and Game 2 of this series back on February 15th. As this one shot right back to the mound, caught in between second and third is Willerup. It's going to be a pickle here. Trying to throw back. The ball almost gets away. They're going to try to throw back to second to get Fiddler trying to roam around first. So they'll get the runner in Willerup. Out caught in between second and third. But Fiddler able to reach his way in his second. He'll come out. It looks like he might have been injured there a little bit.
Now batting, Cade Lacey.
But you know what? A great job there by Willerup. Once he got caught in no man's land, he was able to stay in the rundown. It's a rundown, Jaden, by the way. A pickle's a fruit. And stay in there so that way Fiddler had enough time to get up to second base.
First pitch here to Cade Lacey. Is on the bottom half of the zone for strike one. Lacey, who's found himself in the lineup for the past week or so, originally started off the year or so as a bench guy. Went 2 for 4 yesterday with a home run and a double. 2 RBI in that one as well. The one pitch will have to wait. Trying to hold on the runner out there at second. Beltran showing off the speed here early. We'll see how we can get through this first inning. 0-1 pitch. It's grounded foul. Runner out at second is Cade Cunningham. Cunningham coming in with the courtesy runner here for Fiddler. Fiddler came off the bag. Looking at his arm a little bit. Didn't think it was too much, but might have gotten jammed a little bit.
He got in there. That's all that matters.
A 1 pitch. And is fouled off and out of play. Cunningham was off on the pitch. He'll have to head back. Two outs here. Infield playing. Lacey a little more so pull side. Ritchie a couple more steps to the bag. As Christensen off from first, playing almost into the 3-4 hole. Bell trying to look back at second and delivers the 0-2. Goes back upstairs and misses high for a ball. Bell trying a long look. Lacey trying to continue this inning. 1 run already home here for Phoenix College in the first. That's one line down the right field line, but foul. I'll do the 1-2 once more.
We're seeing Beltran have more success throwing towards that glove side or that outside corner of these Phoenix College right-handed bats. The ball that Lizarraga was able to turn on was an inside pitch. Got the strikeout on Wayne on the outside corner.
7th pitch of the AB coming here from Beltran. Goes back to trying to harp on that outer half. And again, Lacey fouls it off and keeps himself alive. Lacey has gotten himself on the base paths more than anybody else here for Phoenix College. 531 OBP this season. Also leading average of 464. Long back and forth battle here from Beltran and the Phoenix College left fielder. 1-2 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Got him swinging there was Lacey. They'll tag him out for the drop third strike. And that'll end off the bottom half of the first inning. Phoenix College do add 1 on an RBI single from Jake Willard. Long way to go here, down by 5. South Mountain looking to add offensively when we come back. 6-1 South Mountain as we head to the top half of the second inning. Hetero Hayashi back of the mound in relief here for the Bears. South Mountain in the middle half of the order. Dominated in that first inning. 6 runs on 5 hits. Left multiple runners on in scoring position in that inning as Hayashi was able to get a pop out from Cole Jackson. Now he'll look at Kenneth Jimenez. Jimenez, you mentioned, second in the ACCAC with a .431 average. Leads with 26 RBIs for himself. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. And down we look at that first thing. A lot of offense on both sides. Phoenix College in a spot trying to close their way back. As Jimenez looks like he's got a little bit of dirt in his eye from that one skipping off the plate. You look at Phoenix College here, again, a long way to go throughout this one. Only down by 5, so at least somewhat manageable. We feel this team has to get back in this ballgame.
Well, a sign of what good teams do is they respond when they get punched in the face. So to see them get 1 run there, had an opportunity to get another, is a good sign. You got to go out and throw zeros, and then just try and chip away. If you can get 1 run every inning, at this point, you're going to find a way to come back. But when the opportunity arises, you can get multiple, you have to cash in.
Count 3-0 here to Jimenez. Hayashi able to reach there on the outer half. 4 strike 1. On deck is Dominic Chacon. Chacon, just like Jimenez back in the first inning, hit by a pitch. 3-1 is up and out. And again, Jimenez able to reach first safely after a free pass there from Hayashi. Not a guy that has worked around the zone a ton this season. Definitely coming in quick relief here. Had to adjust here quickly. Change there over at first. Michael Diaz will go back to run here for Jimenez. First pitch is inside. Dominic Chacon. Chacon, like you mentioned, hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Was back-to-back hit by pitches from Stallnaker. Combined 2 home runs in that first inning for the man on deck in Carter Ritchie. 1-0 pitch. This is up and in.
We saw Hayashi come out of the bullpen and pound the strike zone immediately when he got thrown into the fire in that tough jam. But then you go sit on the bench and you have some time to settle down. Sometimes it doesn't always come out and fire the same way as he just did in the first half.
2-0 just on the outer half for strike 1. Hayashi with that 2-seam movement does help a lot of times, moving straight off of right, or excuse me, straight off of lefties. Kind of more arm side movement that we've seen from him. It's kind of lived a little differently game by game. 2-1 pitch is up and in. Hayashi here struggling to find the zone. Only up against 1 batter in the first inning. Got to pop out to Cole Jackson. We'll see if he's truly fully warm yet. Through on pitch as the runner is off, is grounded into right field for a base hit. The runner and Diaz will go from first to third after he was off on the pitch. And moves him into third base. Chacon with this single. Now puts a runner in scoring position for South Mountain. Another chance to add on.
Batting number 15, Carter Ritchie.
So Diaz in place of Jimenez at third. Chacon at first. And it brings up Carter Ritchie, who has dominated Phoenix College this season. A home run and a couple of doubles in the first 2 games of this series. And already a home run this past inning off of Owen Stallnaker. First pitch will have to wait. Hayashi making sure the runner at first and Chacon stays there.
Meat of the order for South Mountain, doing a good job of setting up the slugger Ritchie.
Ritchie, a 3-run shot back in the first inning. Another chance here for him to do the same. Well, arm movement change there from Hayashi. Goes submarine there to Ritchie and finds it in there for strike 1. Not changed. I haven't seen that too much from Hayashi this season. It's mainly been straight up. Goes out of the side action, trying to switch up Ritchie here.
It's incredibly impressive to be able to do that. Switching up the mechanics.
0-1 pitch. Again, Hayashi Goes out of a kind of sidearm, I wouldn't say full-on submarine action. Out of that pitch clock. Misses inside. Count back even at 1-1. Goes back to the breaking ball, does Hayashi. And again, misses low. Richie not only been a dominant presence inside the middle of the order this season for South Mountain, has been a very selective hitter as well. He's combined for 20 walks, have 24 strikeouts as well, but has even that off pretty well this season.
That's a sign of a good hitter. Knows when he needs to take some pitches.
Hayashi again will go look at Chacon. Chacon this season only does have one stolen base. Has only attempted one at bat. Especially here with a very aggressive South Mountain team. Possibly trying to get the double play out of order. 2-1 is laced down the right field line. That one will go out of play. And Richie can't quite seem to find the timing of Hayashi so far. He's switched up the arm paths, trying to get Richie a little bit more out in front.
That's exactly what happens. It also changes the eyesight. It's going to make you more likely to get under that pitch when you go over top, and if you go down low, it's easier to get on top of it too. Double play, you definitely take that if you're Phoenix College.
2-2 pitch, misses up and in. Count moves full now. A chance here for South Mountain to load the bases and bring up Carson Waslewski.
I'd imagine South Mountain puts Chacon in motion here. Gotta wait until he goes home though.
3-2 pitch, runner is off from first as that one is lined into the glove of Casey Wayne. And being doubled up is going to be Dominic Chacon. Wayne, aggressive attempt there to be able to put the glove out and make the play, and a big double play here in the second.
Now batting Carson Waslewski.
The unassisted double play there for Casey Wayne. Now puts two down here for Carson Waslewski. The infield with a little more pull side here for the South Mountain shortstop. First pitch. This is outside for Hayashi. Talk about a big break there for Phoenix College. Moment away from South Mountain very well. Having the chance to add on a couple more there from Richie, but getting it out with 2 outs and keep the runner at third. 1-0 pitch misses up and out again. Hayashi has missed more so on that arm side.
That's the downside of pitching from 2 arm slots in the same inning is it's harder to replicate those mechanics, and you're more prone to releasing it a little too early and missing towards the arm side.
2-0 is flared out towards the second baseman Lizarraga, and it's going to get past his glove and into right field. An odd play there finds its way for a base hit for Carson Waslewski. He'll bring home the runner in Diaz, who was in for Jimenez. And South Mountain tacks on another at 7-1.
Now batting Jaden Miranda.
Just a bit of a bad break there. Great pitch there from Hayashi. Not great contact, but just found the hole, and that's what happens when you shift towards the pull side.
Yeah, Lizarraga was playing, I would say, he's not in a situation for a double play, but in double play position, as this one is grounded right back into the glove of Hayashi. He'll throw on to first and in time. South Mountain adds on one more here in the top half of the frame. They erase the run from the bottom half of the frame for Phoenix College. We'll head to the bottom half of the second inning. Phoenix College still trying to find their way back in this one.
Hey, $10,000 hand.
7-1 South Mountain as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. Phoenix College able to get one to answer off 6 back in the first inning for South Mountain, but trying to work their way back here, down by 6. As it'll bring up Chris Billings. Billings designated hitter here today. Normal everyday first baseman. As first pitch is fouled off and out of play. A couple righties go out to the bullpen for Phoenix College. Hitaro Hayashi able to get through his second inning of relief work to give up 1 run. And kind of an unfortunate little squeaker that found its way into the outfield.
Definitely, once again, sign of a good team. Responds when the opposing team scores. Saw South Mountain do just that, as Phoenix College did in the bottom of the first. So now it's got to be up to Phoenix College, and that's why when you have those opportunities to score multiple runs, you have to capitalize, because eventually the Cougars are going to score as well.
0-2 here to Billings is swung on and missed. Going back to the two-seam fastball was Beltran, and Billings for back-to-back pitches, kind of out in front of that one as it dies out the Beltran's arm side.
Now batting, Jared Swarbrick.
So after the strikeout, bring up Jared Swarbrick. His first pitch is cut on and missed. A lot of aggressive swings so far here early for Phoenix College, but Beltran is seemed to blow right by him.
Well, Beltran's doing a great job of pitching on the corners that time, going on his glove side the couple of times there, to Billings going to his arm side.
0-1 pitch is grounded, fouled down the third base line as Richie came onto it.
And when you mix and match those pitches on both glove and arm side, it's going to keep hitters off balance because they can't look to a certain part of the plate and really get aggressive with an approach. You kind of have to be a little bit on the defensive end as a hitter, and that's not where you want to be.
0-2 to Swarbrick is missed outside. And going back to that fastball again on the glove side is kind of where we've seen Beltran live so far here early, especially up against righties. 1-2 pitches. Grounded once more down the third baseline and foul. Swarbrick keeping himself alive here.
So after showing that Swarbrick is hunting that fastball in the inside half, if I'm Beltran, I'm going to an off-speed pitch that's breaking off the plate here, 1-2.
Set up outside is Jimenez behind home plate. 0-2 pitch goes back to the fastball. Trying to change the eye level. I think they got a couple pitches to waste.
Sure.
For Beltran goes to the fastball. Swarbrick again just chipping away. 1-2 pitch goes back to the fastball, does Beltran. Ken just misses out. It's been living on that outer half.
Yeah.
Close call. That'll just squeak its way off. 2-2. In the dirt. Jimenez maybe got a little piece of that on the forearm. A long AB, Swarbrick out of the 7 spot. Trying to work through really just about the entire kitchen sink that we've seen from Beltran. There's a righty up in the bullpen for Phoenix College. We'll see how much longer they want to go to Hitaro Hayashi. Beltran firmly the starter here for South Mountain. Still working a long AB here to Jared Swarbrick. Three balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch here from Beltran. As again fouled off.
Great job fighting that pitch off from Swarbrick. On that glove side outside corner, it's clearly where Beltran is wanting to go to get his outs.
Nearing the double-digit pitch mark here in this AB. 10th pitch coming here from Beltran. And again, it's fouled off. Swarbrick is battling back and forth here to Beltran. A lot of fastballs that kind of try to go up and out to get Swarbrick to chase. Just keep fouling him off and keep himself in the batter's box. Full count pitch goes back to the breaking ball. And this one's grounded over to second. Schneider throw on to first is in time. And an 11-pitch AB ends up finding its end. As able to get through is Jacob Beltran. So long 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom half of the second inning. We'll bring him Alan Rosas. Rosas this season, the sophomore, struggling at the plate, just hitting 156. First pitch is a fastball at the top half of the zone. Finds its way in there for strike one. Waslewski out there at short, playing a little bit more pull side here. Open back up the middle if Rosas wants to go there.
I was about to point out the fact that they're shifting pull side.
One big hack there from Rosas. You mentioned Schneider over there at second, playing more so up the middle. Not quite fully as pull side as Waslewski is at short. Same thing with Christensen, who's playing more so than 3-4 hole.
And I wonder what the thought process is like with that, because Beltran's attacking that outer half.
0-2 goes back to that outer half. At the top half of the zone there for Jacob Beltran. 2 strikeouts here in the second inning. And Beltran back in his groove here in the second frame. We'll head to the third. South Mountain hoping to add on with a new pitcher here at Phoenix College.
Number 13,
8-9-1 here due up for South Mountain in the top half of the third inning. Connor Schneider, Brian Leone, as well as Sam Christensen. And Taro Hayashi back on the mound here for Phoenix College. His third inning of relief work. Righty is up in the bullpen for the Bears. The first pitch misses low to Schneider. Schneider reached on and bunt single back in the first inning. We're talking about the speed for Schneider is the biggest piece for him. Second base / shortstop who's provided a lot of solid hitting out of that 8 spot this season. Been mainly a guy that coaching staff for South Mountain has just loved to be able to put the ball really just on all sides of the field. 2-0 pitch from Hayashi. Just reaches at the top half of the zone. Hayashi again going back to that submarine action. You mentioned it can be hard to adjust and keep consistency for Hayashi, moving out of the multiple arm slots. 2-1 is grounded over to third. Swarbrick onto it and throws on to first for the out. Quick out here for Hitaro Hayashi. And a much needed one at that. 6 runs in the first inning for South Mountain. Another in the second.
Brian Leone.
I apologize for the camera fixes here. Trying to work with our options that we have here in our budget that we're working with. Able to get it set there. 7-1 in favor of South Mountain. Breaking ball drops in on front door to Brian Leone, who grounded into a fielder's choice. Throw came home from Casey Wayne. Bases loaded situation back in the first for Leone. Different setup here in the third. A 1 pitch misses inside. Again, Hayashi, when he's missed, has been more so to that arm side. A lot of two-seam action with his fastball. As here on the 1-1, this one's lined straight away into center field for a base hit. And South Mountain, after being a little more quiet in the past inning, has gotten their dugout back up to full effect as Leone reaches on a single.
Now batting number 11, Sam Christensen.
So with 1 on and 1 out, it'll bring up Sam Christensen. Third opportunity at the plate in 3 innings so far for Christensen. A home run to lead off the day in the first, a single back in the second. He has just dominated Phoenix College this season. Really seems like the first 2 games, that was the tail of the tape for South Mountain. Yesterday was kind of a different story with a 4-1 win for a solid Danny Sotelo start of 6 2/3 innings. As this one, possible double play ball back up the middle. Rosas onto Lizarraga, onto first, is not in time. Casey Wayne tried to dig it out of the dirt, but able to reach and run out the play there was Christensen. So fielder's choice has 2 down.
Now batting number 1, Core Jackson.
That ball just wasn't hit too hard enough. And good job by Phoenix College up the middle to just get one, especially the lead runner. That's what you want to do. And now, for the second time, these guys are going to be seeing Hayashi. And game of adjustments, what are you going to do after they had to make the adjustment in their first at-bats?
Cole Jackson here's first pitch. Front door breaking ball finds in there for strike 1. Jackson, the only one today for South Mountain who has not found himself on the base pass. 0 for 2 with a ground out in the first and a pop out in the second. Oh, 1 as the runner is off. Pitches outside to Fiddler. Throw down from the Phoenix College catcher is not in time. Able to swipe the bag. Christensen puts himself in scoring position.
That would have been an extremely impressive throw from Fiddler. That throw was, or the pitch, excuse me, was way outside in that right-handed batter's box. Fiddler had to go all the way across with his glove hand and bring it all the way back. Was almost able to throw out Christensen.
Ashley a long look back at second. Goes back to the curveball here on the 1-1. Chopper over to third. Swarbrick is going to throw on to first. It looks like I thought that Cole Jackson might have been hit on that one, but I think he got a cramp coming out of the batter's box as he'll slowly go back to the dugout. An odd way to end off the top of the third, but first scoreless frame that Phoenix College has been able to put up. Take a quick break here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Once we come back, Phoenix College, we're in the bottom half of their order. Back here at Marich Field, apologies for the break. A little bit of a brain fart on my end. Quick 1-2-3 inning for Phoenix College offensively. Jacob Beltran, 2 strikeouts back-to-back of which, along with a Lucas Hinsey fly out to center to end off the 3rd inning. A little switch up here today. Apologies for some of the changes here on this midweek afternoon. 1-0 pitch there from Hayashi. Misses outside here to Kenneth Jimenez. Jimenez has been an incredible force inside the middle half of the order for South Mountain this season. Has not been able to use his bat too much today. Was hit by a pitch back in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Hayashi finally able to reach the zone there. Jimenez, Chacon, and Ritchie, 3-4-5 here due up for South Mountain. 2-1, misses low. Hayashi goes back to the fastball. Righty up in the bullpen for Phoenix College. So how much longer they want to go through Hayashi, going through the mix of the order for the 2nd time today. 3-1 pitch in there for strike 2. Chacon on deck. 1 for 1 on the day with a single and hit by a pitch. Payoff pitch is flared and fouled on the first base line. No chance there for Wayne to get after it. I'll do this one again. Payoff pitch is grounded into left field for a base hit. Kenneth Jimenez, another South Mountain player that has not been able to be retired today. 2 free passes, and there's first hit of the day. Another strong start to the inning here for South Mountain. Single Jimenez will bring up Dominic Chacon. Chacon brought Diaz, who now is running in here for Jimenez. Over to 3rd on a single that found its way squeaking past the glove of Lizarraga into right field. First pitch from Hayashi misses inside. Mentioned the adjustments here, 2nd time through the order that Hayashi has had to face South Mountain. See what he can do here. Hayashi will check back on Diaz. Diaz attempted to steal a bag, but pitch was fouled off back in the 3rd inning. One 0 pitch, breaking ball, beautifully set up there in there for strike 1. One. Hayashi goes back to the sidearm action there and misses out. A long couple of breaths here for Hayashi, who's had to adjust, working his way back inside of the count. Chacon ahead, 2-1. Hayashi goes back to the breaking ball, tries to go front door, and again misses inside. Just 1 walk so far here for Hayashi, trying to avoid another here against Chasson. 3-1 pitch is popped up and out of play.
Oftentimes in these situations, count-wise, full count, 3-ball count, we've seen South Mountain send the runner in motion. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the same this time from Jimenez.
Yeah, that was the same situation with Diaz over there at first. Did the same one coming in for Jimenez back in the 3rd. Full count pitch. He is off from first. This one popped up. And looks like it's going to go out of play right near us here. And back will be Diaz after Kenneth Jimenez started off the inning. A long AB up against Hayashi. Just barely squeaked one through the 5-6 hole for a leadoff single. Chacon trying to keep the train moving here in the 4th. Hayashi again will check over there at Diaz. 3rd pick of the AB. Infield playing double play depth here as Rosas out at short. Those Lizaraga moving a little bit more towards up the middle. Runner is off from first, payoff pitch. Misses low for ball 4. And Hayashi struggling to find the zone here in the 4th inning.
Gotta go get him.
Looks like that is going to be the day. Head coach Scott Schneider will motion to the bullpen. A righty will be coming in here when we come back. Hitaro Hayashi, a young relief day for him, is cut short. 2 runners on and nobody out when we come back here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Hitaro Hayashi is out. Carson Dunn is in for Phoenix College. 2 runners on and nobody out. Hayashi struggled with command to start off this 4th inning. A single from Kenneth Jimenez. Manny Diaz out at second in place of him. And Dominic Chacon, a full count walk, able to work through here. Dunn primarily a starter, trying to work here up against the heart of the order for South Mountain. Carter Ritchie swings through a fastball. Ritchie today lined into a double play rather. Back this past inning. Also found a 3-run shot back in the 1st inning. Another opportunity for him. A couple runners in the base path. Done this season. The right-handed freshman from Queen Creek, went to Castile High School, just about 15-20 minutes away from here. 0.87 ERA. A second opportunity out of the bullpen. 1-1 misses low. And Richie, we mentioned the ability for him to be disciplined at the plate. 20 walks on the year coming into this one. And he's in a spot to where you're an opposing pitcher, not a situation where you want to go up with such an incredible hitter like Ritchie. 2-1, again misses up and out. And Dunn, who had a long time up there in the bullpen, had a couple of different innings where we thought they'd see Hayashi pulled a little bit early, but Dunn struggling to find the zone. The 3-1 pitch is a curveball that finds its way in the zone, and somehow both runners started jogging on the pitch and find himself with a double steal there for Diaz and Chacon.
It was a weird play.
Off the pitch, it looked like kind of a delayed steal, like they were just assuming that it was a ball.
But what's the strategy in doing a delayed steal there?
Don't know what you see there either way, but either way it works out. No double play ball. Now the infield will be in. Full count pitch as Ritchie grounds it foul and out of play. It's an odd setup there. I mean, it makes sense to an extent. A curveball that out of the glove, out of the hand rather, looked like it might have been upstairs. Falls its way in there for strike 2. Now there's no possibility for double play. 2 runners now in scoring position for the right-handed masher and Richie. Breaking ball in there for strike 3. Dunn goes back to the front door curveball and strikes out Richie for a big first out.
Now batting number 3, Carson Weslewski.
The infield will stay in here for Phoenix College. The outfield with Lacey, Hinsey, and Willerup going from left to right, playing more so stand up. Trying to strike down the runner at third and Diaz. First pitch here to Carson Weslewski is fouled off. Weslewski today 2 for 2. A single that found its way into the 5-6 hole back in the first. Then that odd little squeaker that somehow found itself into right field to bring in a run back in the third. Back to the front door curveball. That one misses in there for Dunn.
It's a good pitch ahead in the count, though. You're going to keep Weslewski off balance, keep him honest as well with that breaking pitch, and it just missed inside, but that was the pitch he just struck out Richie with.
1-1 is sliced off and out of play.
Got a feeling Phoenix College might be asking some starting innings out of Dunn here. Coming in early in the ball game, like you mentioned, primarily the starter. This is just his second relief appearance in contrast to 3 starts, so he might be asked to work deeper in this ball game.
1-2 is lined into right field. Willerup going back to it. He'll be able to make the play. Tagging up from third will be Diaz. The throw will go into third as it'll be cut off. Coming home to score is Diaz. Another 1-run advantage here for South Mountain. 8-1 in favor of the Cougars.
Great piece of hitting there. Not trying to do too much, knowing that if you just elevate the ball into the outfield, you're going to bring a run home.
Moving to third goes Chacon. Weslewski there.
Batting number 5, Jaden Miranda.
Second RBI on the day for the shortstop. And Dunn able to do his job to an extent and get a couple quick outs. Still gives up the run. It'll go in part to Hayashi there. It's another runner, at least on the duty of Hayashi, who came out of the ball game after 2 batters faced here in this inning. Dunn's 1-0, ends up hitting Miranda in the back. Again, the struggles pitching-wise continue here for Phoenix College. Third hit by pitch today. You add that on to 3 walks as well. It becomes easy when you can't find the zone. When you do, South Mountain has just pounced on it well. It's Connor Schneider.
Now batting Connor Schneider.
Schneider 1 for 2 on the day. The bunt single back in the first. Fastball reaches on the outer half. 4 strike 1 here for Dunn. You mentioned a normal starter has been Carson Dunn. He's mainly been a midweek guy up against some of the non-conference opponents. Ottawa University, GCU club team, same setup for him. Trying to lengthen his outing here. This one grounded over to second. Lizarraga boots it a little bit. Going to have to hit a long throw on to first, and makes it in time. That'll end off the inning. South Mountain does add 1 more here in the top half of the fourth. Led to the bottom half of the frame. Phoenix College with a lot of work to do, down by 7. due up here for Phoenix College. Going to have to find a spark here as we head near the midpoint of this one here at Marich Field. 8-1 lead in favor of South Mountain. They add on one more in the top half of the fourth. A single from Jimenez. As Manny Diaz coming in for him, comes around to score after the sac fly from Carson Waslewski. Jake Willerup at the plate. First pitch is low and outside for a ball. Jacob Beltran is retired the last 7 straight. Back-to-back strikeouts to end off the third inning. He's found his groove here in the middle innings of this one. 1-0 pitch. Finds his way on the outer half. 4-1. Infield playing Willerup a little bit more pull side. Schneider out at second, a couple steps up the middle. Same with Waslewski going towards third base. 1-1 pitch. An ugly swing there. Willerup got chasing there, the fastball up top.
And when you chase that pitch, you really open up the full arsenal. Off-speed low, off-speed outside. You can go back to the high fastball as well.
1-2 goes back to the fastball, does Beltran. This one, pot foul and out of play.
Good defensive swing there from Willerup. That fastball down at the knees on that inside corner. Just got to find a way to fight it off and live to see another pitch, maybe get a mistake. Maybe you can find your way back into the count.
The mistake back in the first inning to Willerup was a fastball that eked its way on the inner half as Willerup drove it down the left field line for a single. Trying to do the same here, down 1-2. That chops that one straight back. I might have caught a glimpse of Jimenez there fouling off as he'll have to reset. Elias Fiddler on deck. Cade Lacey in the hole for Phoenix College. Down by 7 in the spot to where got to find something here for the Bears. 1-2 goes back to the fastball again up top for Beltran. Willerup chased on it earlier in the count, but able to lay off there. 2-2 is grounded over to third. Ritchie on the run. Makes the play for the out. 7 straight, making 8 straight retired here for Jacob Beltran, the number 2 guy here for South Mountain, has dominated Phoenix College in his quick outing. Gave it the 1 run after a double from Lizarraga and RBI single from Willerup, and outside of that has been flawless. First pitch to Fiddler is in there for strike 1. Fiddler grounded into an odd fielder's choice, a grounder right back to the mound. Ended up being a rundown between second and third as Willerup was caught in between the bags.
Jaden, glad you didn't say pickle.
What's wrong with pickle?
It's not a pickle.
How
A pickle is a fruit. The pickle is something you put on a sandwich.
But it's also a term for a rundown.
It's a bad term.
1-1 pitch is in the dirt.
It's a rundown.
Tomato? Is it not? I mean, it's not that, but
Why is it called a pickle? Makes no sense.
I've never asked that question. It's a good question to ask the baseball gods. I've never thought of that question
it is a
itself.
rundown. The people who call it a pickle it's a rundown.
That's a rundown. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Rundown here for this one is that one's fouled straight back from Fiddler.
We're going to make sure everyone in the Phoenix College baseball community knows it's a rundown, and we're going to spread the gospel.
All right. We'll go with that. 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed. An ugly swing there from Fiddler.
Sandlot's a movie.
All right. We'll go back to it here. Fiddler there strikes out. Back-to-back retired batters to start off the inning here in the fourth. We'll bring up Cade Lacey. Sixth strikeout of the day for Beltran. First pitch to Lacey is in there for strike 1. Lacey was retired after a long AB back in the first inning. Ended off that frame. Stranding a runner in Fiddler in scoring position. 0-1. This one sliced down the right field line. It's going to go foul. Again, Lacey has found the barrel a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially in his first AB. Had a couple hard-line drives that went foul in the left field line. A couple that went the opposite way as well. There's nothing that could find itself down and into fair territory. Down 0-2 here is Lacey. Beltran trying to get out of the inning. This one popped up on the infield. And able to make the play is Christensen to end off the inning. 10 straight retired for Jacob Beltran. And the South Mountain starter is cruising. Well, out of the 5th. South Mountain with a 7-run cushion looking to add on. South Mountain as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. Be 9-1-2 up here for the Cougars. Brian Leone, Sam Christensen, and Cora Jackson. Leone today grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning, an inning to where 11 batters came to the plate for South Mountain. He lines this one deep into left field. Racing onto it is Cade Lacey, and he'll be able to make the play for the first out. A little sigh of relief there for Carson Dunn on the mound, who left a fastball over the heart of the plate.
Sometimes you don't make a great pitch, but baseball's a hard sport. It's the reason why they say if you hit 300, you're going in the Hall of Fame. You can hit the ball hard, especially well the opposite way, and you can still get out.
A guy who's hit the ball hard today has been Sam Christensen, a home run that started off the offensive explosion back in the 1st inning as that first pitch gets through the wickets of Elias Fiddler behind home plate. Christensen, the home run, 3 pitches into the ball game down the right field line. Also found himself with a hard-hitting single in that same inning. And South Mountain has cruised ever since. This one grounded over to first off the glove of Casey Wayne and into right field. Heading to second is going to be Christensen as Willerup's coming onto it. And that one's going to be a 2-base error for Sam Christensen. And talk about the aggression from the first baseman. The defense has been a struggle suit all season long for Phoenix College. 57 errors, make that 58. That number, especially for a squad that has played more games than just about anybody else in D2, is worst. Not just in D2, but in the entirety of the NJCAA. 58 errors, and Phoenix College has struggled defensively. So far, it seemed like it hadn't been the problem early on, even though they hadn't had too many opportunities. A struggle one there as the chopper gets away from Wayne.
And that one's a fairly routine play. As the first baseman, your job is to just keep the ball in front. You have plenty of time, of course, being close to first base. So no excuse there from Wayne and Phoenix College. You need to get that out, and then not only that, but it just builds on because Christensen's able to get to second. Aggressive base running. It's kind of been a theme of today for South Mountain.
That's been a setup to where Phoenix College has had an entirely different infield than what they had throughout the first 5 games of the season, as this one's grounded over to short. Alan Rosas boots it, and another error.
That one's a tough play, though.
Tough play working to his backhand.
Also with the runner in front of you, too.
Yeah, works out of the glove. So back-to-back errors as Cora Jackson reaches on. And near the 60 mark here for Phoenix College. Runners at first and third. An 8-1 ball game here for the Cougars, trying to add on with their 3-hole hitter in Kenneth Jimenez.
It's a tough error.
Yeah, it's a tough play, especially with, you mentioned the runner in Christensen shading him a little bit as this one's lined and out of play. Still a defensive play, I think, that needs to be made up the middle. The defense, like you mentioned, going back to it, has been entirely different since really day one. Isaac Lizarraga started off the year at the shortstop position, is now moved over to second. Kyle Casados, the everyday shortstop throughout the majority of the year, has been out with a couple injury issues. That one misses inside. Jared Swarbrick at third, kind of in a couple switches there at third for them. Silas Clary, Rosas at short has made a lot of plays over there at third. Chris Billings, the normal everyday first baseman, not at the first base bag here today. Casey Wayne, who's mainly played outfield this season. Another start there. Runner is off from first. This one grounded perfectly into right field. Hit and run gone to perfection here for South Mountain. And Kenneth Jimenez has an RBI single.
Use the word perfect there, Jaden, and I think that was the perfect word. It's not trying to do too much, knowing you've got that big hole on the right side, and just fed right into it. That is an excellent piece of hitting there from Jimenez, and he gets rewarded by going to the bench with the courtesy pinch runner.
Yeah, and coming in will be Diaz once more. Diaz stole a bag back just an inning ago in the fourth. Did also have a couple opportunities working around back in the third. 9-1 in favor of South Mountain. This game is getting in jeopardy of possibly the run rule as this one's grounded over to first. Wayne will go to second, on to Rosas, back over to first. Throw there is not in time. A run will come in for South Mountain on the RBI fielder's choice. And again, the onslaught just continues.
Now batting Carter Ritchie.
Double digits here for South Mountain. And again, we mentioned the run rule, which could be in effect if it gets one run closer here for South Mountain. 10-run rule after 7 innings. Still got a long time to get there.
Yep, for both sides.
Yeah. South Mountain has shown off the offense here today and has strung hits together. As first pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Fiddler. As heading to second is Chacon.
Go block by our home plate umpire.
Yeah, I got right in the glove a little bit, in and out of the glove rather, of Fiddler behind home plate. They kind of squeak its way behind him.
Blue Wickets.
A couple of those today is Fiddler behind home plate. None of them have really done too much damage, as that one, even in the dirt, probably would have been a tough play. Low pitch on the bottom half of the zone. Ritchie today. They're starting off in the first inning with a 3-run shot to deep left center field. They struggled since then on a liner that went itself into the glove of Casey Wayne. Getting off or tagging off Dominic Chacon back in the third inning. Also struck out in his most recent plate appearance. Ritchie 5 home runs on the season, second most in the conference. Another guy at top 5 inside of the ACCAC. An RBI. 1-2 pitch is lifted into shallow left. Cade Lacey ranging to his right, and he'll make the play for the final out. South Mountain adds on 2 more here in the top half of the 5th inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. South Mountain 10, Phoenix College 1. Ten-1 lead in favor of the Cougars of South Mountain, trying to win the season series up against Phoenix College, as the Bears yesterday found themselves an inch closer with a 4-1 win behind an incredible start from Danny Sotelo. Today, the starting pitching has been a struggle suit for the Bears. Old Stelnaker couldn't even get through the first inning of play. Just got 2 outs. Gave up a combined 6 runs off of 5 hits in that one. Hayashi and Dunn have worked their way through some decent relief outings to keep it at least within distance. But the offense for South Mountain just continually crept forward. Just have given really no chances for Phoenix College today. And then on the other end, offensively, Beltran has just dominated since really the second inning.
Yeah, immediately once South Mountain gets that 6th spot in the first inning, it's up to the offense to get them back into the ballgame because pitching is always going to work from behind. You're going to put guys in situations that they don't want to be in. A relief pitcher coming into the first inning, a starter coming in out of the bullpen. But it's up to the offense to make up for that fact because you need runs regardless, and you want to be able to win the rest of the game by multiple runs. That's how you're going to get yourself back into the ballgame. But ever since that top of the first inning has ended, you're losing 4-1, and that just can't happen if you're Phoenix College.
Count at 1-2 here to Chris Billings. Goes back to the 2-seam fastball, and that's where he's beat Billings all day long. 3 of which went straight away back in the first inning. Goes back-to-back there for Beltran. And another strikeout. 11 straight retired here for Beltran.
Now batting Jared Swarbrick.
6 strikeouts in that mix of 11 straight retired here for Beltran. 7 on the day for the righty. A guy that has a sub-2 ERA has been able to work well here today. 1-0 pitch is cut on and miss. Swarbrick, I think it's probably been the most aggressive hitter that we've seen here today, but also has shown a pretty patient approach as well. An 11 pitch at bat back in his first appearance of the day. Ended up ending up in a ground out, but worked through Rosas as he drives this one deep into left field. Leon going back near the wall, and that one's gone. Swarbrick saw just about everything that Beltran had in the first inning and saw a fastball that he liked there and drives it out for a home run. First home run on this season for the Bears' third baseman, and maybe a little bit more life heading to the bottom half of this ball game. Swarbrick leaves the yard, and it makes it 10-2.
Maybe that's the spark that Phoenix College needs. Just got to slowly chip away, but you need multiple runs in each inning. It's only the 5th inning. Still a lot of time left. You got to first avoid that mercy rule, and the best way to do that is by getting some more runs up there. First run since the first inning, so need a lot more.
Yeah, Willer up with the RBI, single back in the first inning, and it breaks 11 straight streak that Beltran had been able to retire. As now we look at Alan Rosas. Fouled straight back there on the 1-0. Rosas, as well as Lucas Hinsey, is on deck here. One gone here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. 10-2 in favor of South Mountain. As Beltran, we'll see how he can answer back after giving up the solo shot. Pitch misses low. You look at Beltran and the way he's been able to work that fastball curveball mix is kind of been where he's set so far today. I think the 2-seam has been the most dominant piece that we've seen from him.
Yeah, and he's been able to command it on both sides of the plate. We saw getting that strikeout on Billings, the left-handed hitter, but we've also seen him freeze multiple righties, set up that off-speed pitch to the right-handed batters. So just brilliant command. A brief lapse there in that last at-bat to Swarbrick, but Beltran's really been in control all afternoon.
Even here, 2-2 to Alan Rosas. Goes back to the fastball. Tries to change up the eye level of Rosas, but misses up. Count moves to 3-2. It's really seemed like the bottom half of the order has kind of been able to see just about everything the Beltrans had. Swarbrick with 11-pitch AB. Rosas back-to-back full count ABs. This one on the outer half. 4-3. Beautiful breaking ball that finds its way in the zone. And back-to-back strikeouts here in this inning.
How about a Lucas Hinsey?
8 strikeouts on the day for Jacob Beltran. He's just been purely dominant outside of a couple glimpses here and there. First pitch to Lucas Hinsey is grounded foul. And somehow even near a double-digit strikeout day in 5 innings of work. This is a guy that isn't even the main strikeout guy on this staff. Jackson Jelkin, top 5 in the nation with 50 strikeouts. We'll likely see him later in the week for South Mountain. Our dominant starter here for the Cougars. 0-1 pitch just next to the outer half of the breaking ball. You mentioned the adjustments that we've seen from Beltran today, I think have been the biggest thing. Started off the day a little struggles on the fastball, then found it a little more command on the outer half later on. Trying to strike out the side here in the inning. Goes back to the fastball. Hinsey able to lay off.
That's a sign of a good pitching staff when you've got that clear top guy, but the other arms in behind him can step up and get some swings and misses, go on the road and turn in good starts.
0-2 pitch is popped up. Foul, but on the infield, as that one will just get out. Jimenez came on to it. Found its way out of play, and Hinsey keep himself alive.
If you're Hinsey at the bottom of the order, trying any way to flip it up to the top. That third time around against Beltran, and you might be able to get a spark. You know, baseball's a game of confidence. You get those guys seeing him for the third time.
Beltran back to the mound, goes back to a little change piece that just missed out there. Count moves to 1-2. Casey Wayne on deck. He struggled against Beltran today. 2 strikeouts, both of which just in 4 pitches. 2-2. Just misses out. Tries to go back to that breaking ball to Beltran, and the count now moves full. A righty up in the bullpen for Phoenix College. At the moment, do not believe there's anybody working here for South Mountain. Solid start for Beltran, trying to get through this 5th inning. Full count pitch is laced into center field. Jaden Miranda takes a few steps back, and he's able to make the play. An unlucky start for Lucas Hinsey. He's found the barrel twice, but found the glove twice as well, and that'll end off the 5th inning. We'll head to the 6th. Jacob Beltran works around a solo shot from Jared Swarbrick, and keeping the Cougars with an 8-run lead. (10-2) lead as we head to the 6th inning here at Marich Field. South Mountain trying to win the season series up against Phoenix College. Game 4 of 4. Early options between these two teams. Start off in the first home matchup in conference play for Phoenix College. And comfortable lead here for South Mountain. No changes defensively for Phoenix College. Dunn is still back at the mound for the Bears, but a change over at third. Jared Swarbrick has moved from third over to short. Alan Rosas is out of the ball game. As now Dylan Maltby, a sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska, has moved in the hot corner. Dunn behind here, 2-0 to Carson Waslewski. Goes back to the fastball. It's flared into center field, and it'll drop for a base hit. Another flare from Waslewski has just found itself into the outfield. He's not had a ton of hard contact today, has Waslewski, but he's been able to get on base. A little flare that found its way into right back in the third, brought home a run and a leadoff single here for the Cougar shortstop. It'll bring up the center fielder and Jaden Miranda. Miranda not had a hit today, but has reached base twice. Or a walk and hit by a pitch. That one in the dirt and gets away from Fiddler. And an easy bag there for Waslewski.
Now batting, Jaden Miranda.
A tough one today for Phoenix College defensively. Two errors rather. Now leads to their 59th and league worst error margin so far this season. That fastball misses out. The defense has struggled. It seems like the pitching has not quite been there. Again, it's not their number one guys they've seen from the pitching staff so far, but Bears definitely need to find some answers here soon.
It's been a perfect storm today.
Joe pitch is lined down the right field line. That one's just going to slice foul. And Miranda almost with another chance to find his first base hit of the day. But Dunn trying to work his way back in this AB.
Dunn's made several good pitches today, especially here in this inning, but just he's gotten a little unlucky, and certainly thankful that that ball didn't fall in down the right field line.
Count at 2-1. Connor Schneider is on deck as fastball just reaches the bottom half of the zone. Was a righty up in the bullpen for Phoenix College. Looks like there's a righty as well, at least warming up for the Cougars. Jacob Beltran has had a miraculous day. Let's have really a glimpse here or two. 2-2 pitch from Dunn, got him swinging as Miranda goes after the fastball, chases outside, and a much-needed first out for the right-hander.
Great job of mixing in some off-speed pitches there. It looked like Miranda was looking for that off-speed pitch right there, but a fastball in the outside corner, he stood no chance.
So with the runner in scoring position and one out, it'll bring up
Now
second
batting,
baseman and Connor Schneider. Schneider back-to-back groundouts in his most recent plate appearance, and he may do this again here. Lizarraga on the run, able to make the play. It does move the run over, and Carson Waslewski into third. Efficient day so far for Schneider. A bunt single back in the first. Now 3 straight groundouts, but has done the job to move a couple guys over. And after the ground out, looks like that's going to be the day for Carson Dunn. Right in the bullpen. Has had himself set, and it looks like he'll be coming out. Dunn will end his day prematurely. Strong, solid outing of relief. And Coach Scott Schneider will make the change. Take a quick break here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. Runner at third and 2 outs in the top half of the 6th when we come back. 10-2 ball game in favor of South Mountain here in the top half of the 6th inning. 2 outs with a runner at third and a new pitcher here for Scott Schneider's Phoenix College Bears. It's going to be number 17, Zach Zawashka. Zawashka this season hasn't had a ton of appearances, but this will be his 4th of the year, all of which have been in the last 3 weeks. So Scott has found his lefty a little more consistently the last couple of weeks. 3.38 ERA and 2 2/3 innings of work as he gets this one popped into left field. Long run here for Lacey coming on to grab it. And he'll be able to make the play for the final out. South Mountain able to be held scoreless here in the top half of the 6th inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the frame. Bears still down by 8. A lot of work to do, but time is running short. Top half of the order, 2 up here for Phoenix College. The bottom half of the 6th inning. New pitcher into the ball game for South Mountain. Jacob Beltran's day is done. They'll hand it off to the left-hander in Nicholas Miller. Miller, the 5'8", 162-pound freshman from Perry High School, is actually a teammate with a former center fielder for Phoenix College, Bryson Tamboni, who's been dealing with some injury issues this season. First pitch on to Casey Wayne. There's a curveball that finds its way in there for strike one. First relief appearance on the season for Miller. He's been a consistent starter, really more so the 3 or 4 guy out of the staff. One pitch is cut on and missed. Wayne has struggled today. 2 strikeouts up against Beltran, and both of which have not really seemed like too comfortable ABs. 0-2 pitch, got him looking. Wayne goes down looking for the second time today. A trio and a hat trick for Wayne at the plate. 3 strikeouts. And the offense struggling continues.
Now batting, Isaac Lizarraga.
For Phoenix College. Isaac Lizarraga 1 for 2 on the day. Double back in the first. Off-speed pitch finds its way in there for strike one. Biggest reason that Miller has found its way into the bullpen, rather. 8.14 ERA. For the lefty. He's kind of mixed in and out of that spot as this one is lined down the left field line, and that one's going to get down for extra bases. Isaac Lizarraga, second double on the afternoon. Finds his way for an extra base hit and hands it off to the middle of the order.
You can see why Lizarraga has really moved up that order as the season has gone along. Started at He's had an impressive day, and he's making sure that he stays up there at that top, because it's easier to get up there, but it's even harder to stay there.
Lizarraga coming into the day just 2 doubles, combined 3 extra base hits with the home run on the total. That's 2 doubles here today, so we're the lone Phoenix College hitter that's been consistent at the plate so far today. So with a runner in scoring position, 1 out to bring up Jake Willerup. Willerup also 1 for 2 on the day. Brought home Lizarraga back in the first inning. It was a first inning where it seemed like Phoenix College could find an answer and chip their way back, but South Mountain has continued to push and hold on now to an 8-run lead. 1-0 misses up and out. Beltran started today. 5 innings of work, 2 earned runs, 3 hits compared to 8 strikeouts. He seemed dominant at one point where he had 11 straight retired batters. 2 pitches popped up and out of play.
Really seeing Miller attack the strike zone here out of the bullpen. He knows that his best way to earn himself back into that rotation is to just attack the strike zone, especially with that 8-run lead.
2-1 pitch is flared down the right field line. Again, it'll go foul. The count moves back even at 2-2. Mentioned the staff this season for South Mountain. They've been a group that we said headed by Jackson Jelkin, University of Houston commit, as well as Jacob Beltran. 3, 4, and 5 spots have kind of been the question mark so far this year of who could be the consistent guys in the back half of the zone. 2-2 pitch goes back to the curveball, trying to work back door. There was Miller, but just missed out.
Opportunity here. Haven't seen innings with Phoenix College having multiple guys on at once. This could be the opportunity to get back into the game.
Full count pitch is a fastball that misses up and out and is fouled out of play.
Phoenix College is in that weird spot where if they get 3 runs here, they're right back in the game. But if they don't score, they're at the risk of getting mercied in the next inning. Trailing by 8, South Mountain would need to rest to win the rest of the game by 2 runs, but Phoenix College, it's really got to be now.
Full count once more. Lizarraga is off from first as this one is lined into right field. Lizarraga will round third and come home, and it's an RBI single, the second of which for Jake Willerup today. This is about replicating the first inning. A strikeout to Casey Wayne to start off the inning, a double from Isaac Lizarraga, then an RBI single from Jake Willerup. And Phoenix College, you mentioned, a spot here to where they bring in a couple more. They bring it back to a decent enough of a ball game. They can't really bring it full force. It very well could be the curtain closing here in the later half of this one. Fiddler pops that one up and out of play. 10-3 ball game in favor of South Mountain. They won the first 2 games of this series back on February 15th by a dominating margin. 7-1 in game 1, 6-2 in game 2. A loss yesterday, 4-1, and hoping to end off the season series with the win here today.
The Bears have done a good job of finding ways to get some runs. 3 runs, it's not bad, but you need to get these multi-run innings, those crooked numbers up on the scoreboard.
1-2 pitch is grounded over to short. Only play is to first. Long throw is in time from Waslewski. And a solid second out for the shortstop, who was just about flat-footed on that throw.
The hardest play for middle infielder is that slow roller hit to your right, because then your momentum is not going towards first. So great job there to get behind the ball and really use that back foot and throw into first.
Willerup moves on to second. Runner in scoring position here for Phoenix College for Cade Lacey. Lacey 0 for 2 on the day. Popped out to the first baseman, most recent plate appearance. First pitch, 2-seam. There out of the left side. Reaches on there for strike 1.
Big spot for Phoenix College and for Lacey. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. You just need 1 hit to get that another run home. Then all of a sudden you'll have 3 unanswered runs and momentum might start to be creaking back towards Phoenix College.
The average leader this season in Cade Lacey. Started off the season, of course, like we mentioned, more so off the bench, was the preliminary pinch hitter in the back half of ball games when Phoenix College needed a spark, and he found it well, hitting near 500 of the first 10 games of the season. And now has found himself with an everyday spot. 0-2 pitch is fouled off. And that's the other big thing. Lacey is an incredible job at just fouling pitches off, keeping himself alive in ABs. Just 4 walks to be able to show for it, but he's been able to work really well up against opponent's pitchers. Runner at second and 2 outs. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just misses out. And Lacey, an incredible take just off the outer black.
Got to be process-oriented if you're Phoenix College. If you're doing everything right and the results aren't there, that's fine. The results will come, but then you can make adjustments.
1-2 breaking ball. Goes Miller, but misses inside. Seen that a couple times today. A little backdoor breaking ball that we've seen from Miller up against righties. Just hasn't found the consistency that we saw from Beltran. 2-2 pitch. Is fouled and out of play, and again, Lacey keeping himself alive here. We saw with Jared Swarbrick back in the first plate appearance for him today. Same with Lacey, his first plate appearance. Just really working the pitcher as well. More of a question mark, can he come through?
The longer you work in an at-bat, the more frustrated the pitcher is going to get. The pitcher has to come to you. They have to throw in the strike zone. So the longer you work the at-bat and the more foul balls you hit, the more likely the outcome favors the batter.
2-2 pitch, got him looking. Bat foot breaking ball there for Nick Miller. And it gets out of the inning. 1 run does come in to score on an RBI single from Jake Wheeler up here in the bottom half of the 6th. We head to the 7th. 10-3 in favor of the Cougars. (10-3) ball game here in the top half of the 7th inning. South Mountain trying to hold on to a 7-run lead here. Now look at the top of the order here for the Cougars. Sam Christensen will lead it off. First pitch is grounded over to second. Shallow into the outfield was Lizarraga. He'll be able to make the play to first in time for the out. Change over there at first base defensively for Phoenix College. Josh Cortez is coming to the ball game.
Now batting for Jackson.
Tough day for Casey Wayne. Not typical of him to strike out all 3 times, and it's an opportunity to get someone else some playing time.
Zawashka back at the mound for Phoenix College. Tries to go back to the fastball inside for ball 1 to Cord Jackson. Jackson, one of the lone batters today for South Mountain that has not recorded a hit. 0 for 4 on the day. As the 1-0 pitch misses low. Jimenez and Jacome behind him, both of which with a couple of hits. Just dominated offensively. Held on to a strong lead. Zawashka missed the zone once more, up and in. A couple righties is up and stretching into the bullpen for Phoenix College. We'll see how many more guys they want to use here in the back end of the bullpen. 3-0, just next to the bottom half of the zone for strike one. And there's ball four. Jackson able to work the walk. Zawashka misses up and out for ball four. And Jackson will hand it off to the three-hole hitter and Kenneth Jimenez. Jimenez today has still not been able to be retired by the Bears. Hit by a pitch in the first, walk in the third. Excuse me, walk rather in the second. A single in the fourth, along with a single in the fifth.
Just got to pound the strike zone.
First pitch from Zawashka. This is outside and a ball. And go back to the middle of the order here for South Mountain. A dangerous spot to possibly try to get this one out of reach. Chance here to work themselves into the run rule. Up by 7. Would need 3 more. The way they've been able to put hits together cannot seem too far-fetched. Zawashka misses up and in. I mentioned Cortez at first. The outfield still the same at the moment. Seen a couple changes defensively here today. Dylan Maltby at third, coming in for Alan Rosas. Jared Swarbrick has moved over to short. 2-0 pitch. That one gets away from Fiddler and will go to the backstop. Wild pitch there from Zawashka, and Jackson will ease his way into scoring position.
Down 7. You just got to attack the strike zone. If South Mountain hits you, they hit you. But you can't walk guys, throw wild pitches, and allow runners to move up and then eliminate double play balls. You have to just throw strikes.
.30 fastball finds his way right over the heart of the plate. No green light there for Kenneth Jimenez. You've mentioned the struggle pitching-wise so far Phoenix College here today. None of the really number one guys that we've seen, but the struggle finding the zone. They're in double digits combined between walks and hit by pitches. And that one misses out. Back-to-back walks for Zach Zawashka. I'll bring up a change here for the South Mountain lineup. Coming to run back once again is Manny Diaz for Jimenez. Coming into the ballgame hitting-wise for South Mountain. It'll be number 32 and Eric Vanderwalk. Vanderwalk, 6'4", freshman from Westwood High School, just southeast of here in Chandler, Arizona.
Number 32, Evan Vandervalk.
Vandervalk this season, not too much of a consistent man at the plate, trying to find one of his first plate appearances of the year. First pitch is flared down the right field line, coming on and working away from it. It actually is a change out there and right. That is Manny Morales. So a lot of changes defensively today for a struggling defensive team in Phoenix College. One is hacked at. That one get between the wickets there of Fiddler. He's going to have to throw to third as that one's in the dirt, but dug out by Maltby. Unable to slide it, but able to get into the third safely to score Jackson. That was an odd one. A half-hearted swing that just barely squeaked through the glove of Fiddler behind home plate. Now puts another runner just 90 feet away.
Double play ball still in the cards, though. That's what you got to be looking for, 0-2. Can't let Vandervalk get a pitch to hit here in an 0-2 count.
Pitch here is grounded up the middle, over to second, onto Lizarraga, onto first. And there you go, beautiful double play ball set up to end the inning. As Zawashka able to work through 2 runners on and leave them stranded. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Phoenix College down by 7. South Mountain up 10-3 here as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. A couple switches here, both at the mound and at the plate. At the plate is Cade Bemis. First pitch, fastball for Matthew Lydahl. Just misses out for ball 1. Lydahl, 6'4", 175-pound sophomore from Chatfield High School in Littleton, Colorado. A lot of Colorado guys have found themselves out here in the ACCAC. Seen 4 or 5 that have mixed to the starting order for Phoenix College themselves. 2-0 pitch, misses up and out. The speed is there. Life seems to be available for Lydahl on the fastball. Just hasn't been able to find the command early.
It doesn't matter how effective or how wicked your stuff is if you can't put it in the strike zone. It's something I had to prove to my pitching coaches.
3-0 pitch is a fastball that finds its way in there for strike 1. Lydahl this season, just his second appearance. Struggled his first appearance of the year, 2 innings of work. Mentioned the stuff is there with 4 strikeouts. Just consistently trying to find the zone is the question mark, and he's able to do there. Pitched back against Southern Nevada on February 10th. Gave it 4 walks, as well as 2 hits, 5 total runs. Full count pitch. Fastball just misses out. And Bemis able to draw the walk.
And that leadoff walk is something you have to take advantage of if you're Phoenix College. Haven't gotten the leadoff guy on at all today. So, prime opportunity, maybe a pitcher who's not going to be filling up the zone necessarily.
First pitch. There, Jared Swarbrick finds its way into the zone for strike 1. Of those first 6 leadoff hitters, 5 of which struck out for Phoenix College, and it just speaks to the dominant start that we saw from Jacob Beltran. 8 strikeouts even this past inning for Nick Miller, 2 of which on his own. Pitching has been solid so far for South Mountain, and it showed off in this series. Pitch finds its way on the outer half. Working here, Swarbrick had the solo shot back in the 5th inning. It seemed like it might have been able to spark a little bit of life for Phoenix College, but weren't able to do anything of it after that. A strikeout, then a line out right afterwards. Trying to pick down to first was Jimenez. Able to get back safely as Bemis.
Yeah, if you're Bemis, your run over there does not matter in the slightest. You're down 7. You have 9 outs to work with. You got to be more conservative over there at first. You cannot get picked off.
Yeah, Bemis this season has not even attempted to steal a bag on the year, but a solid secondary out there. 1-2 pitch is grounded over to first. Stepping on the bag will be Christensen. Thrown on to second. Throw will be late. It'll be a 3 unassisted. We'll move over Bemis over to first. And a quick out here in the 7th.
Now batting number 5, Dylan Maltby.
So after a couple of innings defensively over there at third, Dylan Maltby will come into the ballgame at the plate. Coming in for Alan Rosas. Rosas started off the day at short. Struck out twice. And has now been replaced. First pitch to Maltby is a breaking ball that misses out. Maltby this season has had a ton of opportunities, has struggled at the plate. Just 1 hit in 7 ABs. 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball. Finds his way into the zone for strike 1. Maltby, a couple of walks to his name as well. 4 strikeouts. It's kind of been the struggle suit to his ABs this season. Just 1 extra base hit being a double. Runner at second and Cade Bemis. South Mountain ahead 10-3 here. Ahead the latter third of this one. Phoenix College, we've mentioned the last couple of innings, we need some spark. Find through this offense. 2-1 pitch misses out. Jimenez dropped it out of his glove and had to go retrieve it a little bit. Bemis not too much speed like we mentioned out there at second base, but Maltby trying to find his second RBI on the year. The 3-1 pitch just nicks the bottom half of the zone for strike 2. And Lydall has worked its way back to a full count.
For Maltby, you got to do everything you can to get on base here. If it's a good pitch, foul it off. If it's over the plate, drive it in the outfield for a base hit. And he's a patient hitter.
Full count pitch. Misses outside for ball 4. A great take there on the breaking ball that broke really late from Lydall, but way outside the zone. And 2 walks here from Lydall. Has 2 runners on here with just 1 out in the 7th. And a chance here for Lucas Hinsey. Hinsey 0 for 2 on the day, but has found the barrel well. A line out straight into center field, both in the 3rd and the 5th. It's really more so about finding green grass. First pitch is a fastball that's lined straight into the dugout of South Mountain.
Ugly finder.
Yeah. A couple of players had to adjust out of the way of that one.
Yeah, it didn't find any of them.
Yeah, it was about 1.5 feet north of the head of Jackson Jelkin, and that's your everyday ace for South Mountain. Don't want to see him getting a ricocheted ball into the area. But nonetheless, Lighthog comes back with a fastball that misses low. It's a tough one, especially coming down the line. After really a split second, ball is coming straight near towards you.
Yeah, really not a fan of these close dugouts with no protection at all.
1-1 pitch misses up. That's another thing you can see in some places. A very wide backstop, very wide area behind home plate to get to the dugouts. Even with this one, a lot of times if you see it this close, a lot of times it has the lower levels that you can drop down to. But no, these are straight up with even ground. So foul balls that find its way into the dugout come a little bit quicker than a lot of other places.
You know what? I'm going to come up with a name for these dugouts. Even Steven.
Even Steven. Even Steven. We're going with that.
No pickles for Even Steven.
No pickles for Even Steven. 3-1 pitch here to Hinsey is chopped. Ooh. It's like off the foot. And those ones can never be fun. Hinsey away on top of it. And I think it might have felt off the back heel a little bit of Hinsey. And gingerly walks around.
He's got to walk it off. It's the best way to get the blood flow back through the foot.
Yeah, I'll have a quick discussion with the third base coach and Cody Brassfield. See if he's okay to continue the AB. It looks like he will be. Just had to adjust there a little bit. And tough one. Those definitely don't feel good, especially when you don't have the shin guard or pretty thin shoes that they show off in cleats. Go straight back to the foot. Count is full. 2 runners on, and just 1 out here in the 7th. And he works a walk. Hinsey, great job being able to work through the AB. Fouled off a couple of pitches on the outer half and forces Lighthall to come straight at him. 3rd walk of the inning is now walked the bases loaded here for Phoenix College. And we'll go back to the top half of the order.
Joshua Cortez. Just taking what South Mountain's going to give them. They're trying to get an inning of work here for the struggling Lighthall. Can't find the zone, and you have to capitalize here. Just a prime scoring opportunity, and you need a crooked number. Down by 7, you only have 3 innings to work with, so theoretically you need 3 innings in each, 3 runs in each inning. Oh boy. So now is the perfect time to do so. Possibly even get more than 3. That way you have more margin for error in the 8th and 9th.
Yeah, spot here for the pinch hitter and Josh Cortez to come through. Cortez came on this past half inning defensively for Casey Wayne. Wayne struggled today. 3 strikeouts like you mentioned, Dom. 2 of which were looking. Cortez have been the backup or tertiary first baseman this season, just hitting 2 for 12. Second pitch is in there for a strike. Bases are loaded. Starting off the inning, the Cade Bemis walk. He's standing at 3rd. A ground out from Jared Swarbrick, led off to a Dylan Maltby walk, and just recently a full count walk to Lucas Hinsey. Big hack there from Cortez. He swings through the fastball. He's down 1-2.
Cortez, you can't really tell on your screen because of course, the pole, but he's not necessarily that close to the plate. I would expect Lighthall to try and attack the outside corner here.
1-2 pitch is flared into shallow right center field, and that one's going to get down for a base hit. Coming home to score is Bemis, as the throw was almost in time out there, and right from Chacon. Able to come score is the new designated hitter for Phoenix College, and a much-needed run here in the 7th.
Now batting, Isaac Lizarraga.
First RBI on this season for Josh Cortez. Keeps the train moving here in the 7th inning. 7-4. Still in favor of South Mountain, but a chance here. Should be incorrect. My apologies here. It should be 7. Yeah, it's 10-4. Apologies with the changeup with the scoreboard here. Score says 10-5 as that one is grounded over to 3rd. Possible double play ball. 5-4 and on to 3. And what a way to get out of it. Lighthall finds the ground ball. Double play there from Isaac Lizarraga. And again, you mentioned, Dom, a chance for Phoenix College to work a couple hits together and get themselves back in the ball game. That's not the case here in the bottom half of the 7th. Well, out of the top half of the 8th, Phoenix College struggling here, down by 6. Cougars holding on to lead.
But it's life I cannot change.
10 for South Mountain as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. Zach Sawashka back at the mound for the Phoenix College Bears. Be 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Cougars. Carter Ritchie digs into the righty's batter's boxes. Now, struggling his last 3 plate appearances, but started off the day with a bang with a 3-run shot back in the first. First pitch from Zawashka finds its way just outside for ball 1. And a couple players moving in and out of the bullpen out there for Phoenix College. It's been a bullpen style of day after Olin Stallnaker couldn't get through the first inning. Well, pitch misses out once more. Back-to-back walks. Zawashka would have to work around this past half inning. Dominic Chasson luckily grounded into a double play to keep it to a decently closer ball game. It seems like every single time Phoenix College puts on a run or two, the South Mountain Cougars have answered back with 1 or 2 of their own. .30 pitch is shot foul. And somehow a green light even on that one as Richie chased a little bit on a fastball that missed out.
It's just all about throwing strikes. Make these Cougars earn their way on base.
That one swung on and missed. The fastball that a little more arm side movement there from Zawashka. Gets Richie to swing through it. Payoff pitch. That one, well, half hard to swing there to keep himself alive is Richie. Keeping himself alive. Throwing the hands there for Richie. They mentioned the walks have been a struggle piece for Phoenix College today. 6 of them, along with 3 hit by pitches. Payoff pitch once more. Goes back to the breaking ball and misses inside. And another free pass given up by the Phoenix College pitchers. The runner at first,
Now batting,
and nobody out after the leadoff walk from Ritchie will bring up Carson Waslewski. Waslewski has been lucky today, at least to say the least. 3 for 4 on the day, a sac fly and an RBI in the 5th, an RBI single in the 3rd that just barely found its way into right field. Another flare piece back 2 innings ago that found itself into right center field.
Put the ball in play and good things happen, Jaden.
That's been the setup today, or really throughout this season series for South Mountain up against Phoenix College. Big piece back in game 1 of this series. A 7-1 victory in favor of South Mountain. They had 8 hits in that one. Not one of them was an extra base hit. 4 walks in that matchup as well, and a couple easy free bags. And South Mountain firm control from the get-go. Been the same tale here today. As once more, the Phoenix College pitching staff has not been able to work through consistent batters. It's been really missing really far outside, and when they find themselves in the zone, too many times been right over the heart of the plate. 2-run as the runner is off. Fiddler with a strong throw behind home plate, and that one somehow gets into center field. Richie's going to head to third, and a chaotic play somehow ends up with Carter Ritchie is 90 feet away from another insurance run. Ritchie started running towards second, stopped about 6 feet in front of the bag, would have easily been out. And another error defensively, worked back up the middle. 60th error on this season for this Phoenix College defense.
Not a bad throw. Put it on target. You obviously want to get that ball to second in the air, but Lizarraga's got to do a good job of picking that ball and giving himself a chance to record the out.
2-2 was flared down the right field line and out of play. But you mentioned that. I think it may have been a setup to where Lizarraga was so just caught off guard by the fact that Carter Ritchie just plainly stopped about 7 or 8 feet in front of the bag. He was more thinking about the runner, got past his glove and into center field. And again, the defensive struggles have shown off today. The pitching struggles have shown off today. And the hitting, I'd say inconsistency has been another thing we've shown off today for Phoenix College. I think you look at this group, a lot of changes need to be happening in the next couple of weeks to be a team that can truly compete inside this conference.
It's just been an off day, to say the least. Not great pitching, 3 errors, and just pretty non-competitive at-bats as well.
This one line into the glove is short. Beautiful play there by Jared Swarbrick on the dive. And a first out there of the inning. We mentioned the defensive struggles, maybe able to make up for it a little bit there was Swarbrick. And it keeps the runner in Ritchie at third base as well. So the line out to short. We'll bring up Jaden Miranda. Miranda 0 for 2 on the day. Did walk in the first, along with a hit by a pitch in the fifth. Corners the infield, creeping in here with a runner at third. First pitch showing bunt there was Miranda. Cortez over there at first, kind of near in the infield grass. Maltby doing the same over there at third.
You need outs if you're the Bears. Trailing by 6, you only have 6 outs to work with.
1-0 is, again, line straight into the South Mountain dugout. Looks like that one did ricochet off a player, but clean up for that one. Not quite the same line drive that we saw this past inning.
It was off the end of the bat.
And a little end capper there. Mentioned ugly finder to an extent. Not sure if I found the same guy or not. Just worked its way into the dugout. Count it 1-1. Swashka trying to get one himself. Showing bunt once more is Miranda, but he pulls back. Two-one pitch is lined into deep right center field. Lucas Hinsey going on in the deepest part of the park, and that one's going to get down. Extra bases here for Justin Miranda. He's going to try to stretch it into a triple. A throw from Isaac Lizarraga is cut off. Another piece of insurance for the South Mountain Cougars. RBI triple for Jaden Miranda, and it's 11-4.
Now batting, Connor Schneider.
That's what happens when you fall behind hitters. You got to find a way to get ahead. These Cougar hitters have been on the prowl all day. It's been hunting pitches over the middle of the plate. And great job going opposite field.
Showing bunt there is Schneider. He's able to put it down. Nobody's at first base. And the second hit of the day for Connor Schneider is also just like his first, and a bunt single, and it brings home a run.
Why is he bunting, Dominic? Yeah, I can see why he bunts. It's already 2 bunt hits today. And Lizarraga, as soon as he sees that bunt go down, he's got to bolt straight to first.
Yeah, Lizarraga came straight on to the ball as that one was dropped down.
Yeah, especially at first once Cortez crashes. That's Lizarraga's bag.
Another defensive miscue. Doesn't go down as an error, but has been one that has shown off this season as a struggle piece. This defense,
it's a mental error.
Yeah, miscommunication defensively, not knowing the setup of where we're going to be next pitch. And as Brian Leone steps into the lefty's batter's box, he's 1 for 4 on the day to have a single to start off the fourth. 1-0 finds the zone for strike one. You look at these two teams. South Mountain, with a win here today, would move near the 20-win mark, 19 wins on this season. Phoenix College still ahead of 500, but drops down to 14-11. Again, if it stays there, South Mountain, a weekend series up against Paradise Valley, one of the top teams inside of the ACCAC. Heading out to Yavapai, or so back home against Yavapai this weekend, and a doubleheader on Saturday for Phoenix College. A tough spot. Especially for Phoenix College, going against another really good team inside of the ACCAC. A lot of changes going forward. Runner is out from first. Fiddler gets the ball late, throws it down, and again that one goes into center field. Moving out of third will be Schneider. And another error. 4 errors in this ball game, 61 on the season. Defense has struggled. By the error margin, worst in the country in the NJCAA.
Sounds bad when you put it that way, Jaden.
It does. It does. The defense has been that bad by a margin. It's got something that needs to be changed, I think, going into these later half of games. 2-2 pitches grounded over to first and into right field. Diving attempt there by Cortez is to no avail, and Schneider will come home to score.
The wheels have completely fallen off the Phoenix College train.
It looks like that's going to be the day for Zawashka. We're near the run rule mark. 4 runs have come home here in the top half of the 8th inning. Take a quick break here on the Phoenix College YouTube page. 14-4 in favor of the Cougars. Back to the top of the order here for South Mountain, up by 10. Excuse me, we'll correct myself from earlier. I believe it is a 9-run lead. It was a switch there. 3 runs have come into score, not the 4th. Leon would be the 4th out there at first base. As Christensen grounds this one foul down the first base line. 13-4 lead in favor of South Mountain. Christensen today started off the first inning with a bang. Left the yard on the 3rd pitch of the day down the right field line. Also found himself with a single in his 2nd plate appearance of that first inning. And will ground this one over to first. Cortez boots it away from him, but he'll get back to the bag at first. But at least get the first out. And a much-needed 2nd out here in the inning. Moves the runner into scoring position for Leon. Eddie Torres is the new pitcher for Phoenix College. Torres this season is the main strikeout guy, more so of a junk ball type of guy to the right side this season. 12 strikeouts and 7 2/3 innings of coming into this one. 3.52 ERA. First pitch is laced into center field from Jackson, and it's into the glove of Lucas Hinsey for the final out. One of the bottom half of the 8th inning. South Mountain up by 9. Aeneas Clark into the ballgame, pitching-wise for South Mountain. In the middle of the order here for Phoenix College, a change has started off. Jake Willerup out of the ballgame in right field. Manny Morales, who came in defensively for the last 2 innings, will get a chance at the plate. Aeneas Clark coming into the ball game. It's the 3rd appearance of this season. 2 innings of work in 2 appearances. 5 strikeouts to his name as first pitch. And therefore strike one. A big hack there from Morales.
That's what you want to see coming off. That's what you want to see coming off the bench. You're not there to watch pitches.
And watches one there float by into the strike zone for strike 2. Morales this season, 278 on the year average-wise, 5 RBIs. He's been able to show off speed a little bit to his name as well as 7 stolen bases.
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
They work out well. Morales, the freshman right fielder, is setting that spot as well as a couple of designated hitter outings this season. 0-2 pitch. That one check swing, and they appeal down to first, but Morales able to hold up. Morales, Fiddler, and Cade Lacey, a set lineup here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 6 outs remaining here at Phoenix College. Trying to work the way around a series loss to South Mountain. A lot of early chances between these two. Games later on in the year. It's a lot of Chandler Gilbert, Arizona Western. End up seeing Western Nebraska in the midweek series. Does South Mountain in a couple weeks' time. A lot of in-conference matchups the rest of the way. 2-2 is grounded over to short. Long throw here from Wasilewski. It's 2 bounces and gets away from the first baseman in Christensen. And Manny Morales able to work an infield single. So tough play for the shortstop in Wasilewski. A strong throw. I think definitely with the momentum pushing himself more towards the third base line. Just not enough to get this speedy Morales going down the first base line. With the runner at first and nobody out. That'll bring up Elias Fiddler. Fiddler 0 for 3 on the day. Only chance he's put one in play was back in the first inning after grounder right back to the mound. And again, we'll say a setup with a rundown rather than a pickle.
It's a rundown.
We are set up with a rundown going for the rest of the way of this one. As 1-0 is grounded into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Bears. And he mentioned it, Dom. A long way to come back in this one for Phoenix College, but this is the ways to go piece by piece to find their way back.
Well, now it's just all about building momentum going into the next contest. Down 9, you only have 6 outs to work with. It would take a miracle if you're Phoenix College. So just build on stuff, get some bats feeling good. Baseball's a game of confidence. If you don't walk up to the plate thinking you can get a hit, you're not going to.
Running in for Fiddler is Cade Cunningham over at first base. First pitch is upstairs and a ball to Cade Lacey.
Now batting Cade Lacey.
Lacey 0 for 3 on the day. Struck out looking back in the 5th. One-0 pitch. Runner is off from third. Morales will steal the bag at third as Carter Ritchie and Kenneth Jimenez are of no understanding that he was off from the bag. Moving into second is Cunningham. And a little bit of a late delayed steal there for Morales.
I'd be surprised if the opposing team stole on me down 9-2. Good for Morales, though. But I don't think South Mountain was too incentivized to throw him out there.
It was a tough one out of the hand. It really seemed like Morales had a couple extra steps that went straight away through the secondary lead. And now an RBI opportunity for Lacey. Two-one misses inside. Fourth pitcher of the day for South Mountain. Aeneas Clark trying to find his way through the back end of this bullpen. Jacob Beltran started off the day for South Mountain. 5 innings of work. Just gave up 2 earned runs. As this one is grounded into left field. Morales will come to score. Cunningham around third. He'll come in and score. And a couple of runs come across here. Phoenix College moves it back to a 7-run deficit.
And I'm not quite sure why South Mountain is playing in on the corners. Saw down there Carter Ritchie playing in at third. Of course, typically with a runner on third, you'll play corners in, but no need to come home. If he's playing back, he's able to field that chopper, but it goes over his head.
RBI single brings home 2. Cunningham, who's in for Fiddler, as well as Manny Morales. 3 straight singles for Phoenix College. Still a ways away to go to be able to make this even a ball game here. The back half of this one, but you mentioned it, showing off for maybe games in the future. As Bemis is now at the plate. A lot of guys just trying to get ABs and see how they can adjust to the back half of this one. 13 runs on 9 hits, 14 hits rather, for South Mountain. 6 runs on 9 hits for Phoenix College in this one.
Nice.
1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. Bemis allows the breaking ball to find its way to the top half of the zone.
That one locked him up there. That was a great pitch there from Clark.
The home plate umpire thought he was about to ring him up on the 1-1. It's a 1-2 rather. Goes back to the breaking ball.
I've been there as an umpire, ringing someone up when it's just strike 2. Not a great feeling.
Not a great feeling.
Because then it offsets the tone of both the pitcher and the batter. It embarrasses you, and you just feel responsible
just silence.
for whatever happens.
Just straight silence after that. Tough one to see. 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed. Bemis swings straight through the fastball, and finally, after a couple of ABs, Clark able to reach the first out of the inning. So still a chance to its way closer here for the Bears is Jared Swarbrick. Swarbrick had a solo shot back in the 5th. And since then, grounding out to the first baseman in the 7th. First pitch is a breaking ball that finds its way in the zone for strike 1.
Fooled me with the jersey number there on the PA.
Well, we've had a couple of that. We've had a couple of those this season. 0-1 pitch misses up and in. I think it's a switch up of a lot of the new jerseys. We have a couple to wear the new yellow swimsuit jerseys, they call them. A couple guys with different numbers on that, but still fun to see. Really cool jerseys. Honestly, probably my favorite inside the ACC. Being unbiased at least from what I've seen. I think Yavapai has some pretty cool ones as well. Scottsdale. I love the I think the pro look that I think you see from Scottsdale. The fighting artichokes with kind of like a normal, like everyday MLB one, just the basic gray with the basic piping that you see. It's just kind of a retro look as well.
Makes it easy on the eye. You know who's who. Like it's kind of it's not confusing to me, but at home you see these 2 blue tops.
It can be hard to see.
Yeah.
Count is 2-1 here to Swarbrick. It's still ground this one over past a diving Ritchie. Strong throw here from Waslewski is in time at first. The throw back to second. Trying to check on Lacey, and then we'll get back there safely. Tough play there once again for the shortstop for the Cougars. Was Waslewski on a flat foot, able to retire Swarbrick for the second out.
Yeah, great play. We've seen a lot of good defensive plays there in the hole from the left side of the South Mountain defense, and that's the reason they've been able to hold on to this lead.
Yeah, no defensive blemishes today.
Nope.
Defensively for South Mountain. But an adjustment for the Cougars working here. Dylan Maltby will flare this one into right. Chacon over to his right, and he makes the play for the final out. Well, head of the 9th. South Mountain controlling 13-6 lead. 7-run lead here for South Mountain as we head the final inning of this one here at Marich Field. 13 runs on 14 hits. No defensive blemishes for South Mountain. 6 runs on 9 hits, along with 4 errors for Phoenix College. New pitcher, the 6th of the day for the Bears, is Aiden Bird. First pitch into the pinch hitter in Jared Galinsky. There's a fastball that just reaches on the outer half for strike 1. Galinsky coming in here for Kenneth Jimenez. Jimenez, 5 plate appearances today. Was not retired once. 2 different walks, hit by pitch, and 2 singles. Bird ahead here early. Strikeout heavy guy with 9 this season. Has to go back to the fastball, I think. Works it a little bit more inside for ball 1.
Bird is the word.
Fastball just misses out. How of all the ones that we've had today, that one's the one who cracks me. A good one on the outer half.
I had with last half inning. You did a good job of holding back. We're not
It just came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. That one wasn't as set up for you. I think it's some of the others.
We try and keep it light.
Full count pitch coming here from Bird. This misses inside. Another walk.
Bird did a good job getting ahead there. Just kind of lost command. You want to make these South Mountain hitters really earn it.
7th walk of the day.
Only 7?
7. Only 7. We do have 1, 2, 3 hit by pitches as well. 3 hit by pitches, 7 walks. Bird goes back to the fastball, and he reaches in there for strike 1. Klinsky there going into Jimenez. Vandervalk back into the ball game for his 2nd appearance at the plate as he swings through a changeup that just dropped outside. That's been, I think, the really good pitch for Bird this season. Really solid arm side movement, 2-seam action, changeup that kind of dies as well. 0-2 pitch, got him swinging. Bird, double-digit strikeouts on this season, and he gets Vandervalk to swing through it for the first out here in the 9th.
Uno dos adios, as they say.
Nah, that one wasn't very good. That one was later on. That was later on. Carter Ritchie up at the plate here.
How about Carter Ritchie?
For the South Mountain Cougars, Ritchie started off the day with a 3-run shot in the first inning. Well, they're tired of the next 3 plate appearances. Then walked and came home to score. Back to this previous inning, had an odd scenario where he attempted to steal second, stopped about 3/4 of the way through. The ball then found itself into center field off the glove of Lizarraga. And then Ritchie ended up finding himself at third base. Later came home to score on an RBI triple from Jaden Miranda.
Coming into this game, the Cougars knew that the Bears' defense has been struggling, to say the least, and they've put the pressure on them today, especially trying to steal some bases, and even there, a situation where Ritchie was going to get caught stealing. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
And he laces this one into right center field, down for a base hit, going from first to third is the runner in Galinsky. And Carter Ritchie, one of the best players in the entirety of this conference, continues to produce, and he finds a single to put the runners at the corners.
Now batting Carson Waslewski.
Elias Fiddler behind home plate will go back out and talk to his reliever in Birds. Found the zone pretty well outside of that first AB. Had Galinsky ahead 0-2, but then dropped out at the back end of that AB. Ritchie mentioned 5 home runs, tied for, actually now puts himself firmly into second inside of the conference. He found himself with a couple extra pieces of work here. And a chance here for South Mountain to put it back near the double-digit mark. As Carson Waslewski, on 1 pitch, just misses out. Solid fastball. Again, we mentioned that 2-seam movement that just kind of whips out of the hand rather.
Really funky
from
delivery,
Bird.
too.
Yeah, it's kind of odd to be able to go up against. Comes out of the hand very quick, hard to adjust to. 1-1 pitch, drops in there for strike 2.
That's what it's all about. Sometimes not everyone's gifted of giving that 6'5", extremely built frame, and you gotta deal with what you're given. And Aiden Bird simply follows that suit.
Richie is off from first. That pitch in the dirt. And it ends up being a block by the home plate umpire, and that one might have gotten into not the greatest of spots as Richie ends up taking second.
Certainly battling through the elements. That's not the first time he stopped the ball from getting to the backstop here at Phoenix College. It's a real tough scene.
Yeah, taking a couple steps to reset here behind home plate. He's at least having fun with it. Laughing a little bit behind home plate there. As Fiddler will go back to the mound and talk with his reliever. Can we mention this upcoming weekend, South Mountain, the weekend series, away then home Friday, Saturday at Paradise Valley on Friday, back at home up against the Pumas on Saturday. Phoenix College will be back home here on Saturday as well, the doubleheader up against Yavapai. Down even at 2-2. Bird trying to find a second strikeout of the inning. Misses outside in a fastball. The count now moves full.
Bird needs to challenge him here.
In jeopardy of walking the bases loaded. Goes back to the two-seam fastball, and he got him swinging. Second strikeout here of the inning for Aiden Bird. And much to himself, gets one for himself, and two gone here in the ninth.
Now batting Jaden Miranda.
We'll bring up Jaden Miranda, who just an inning ago, like we mentioned, came through with an RBI triple to bring home runner in Richie. Another RBI spot for the righty.
It was a great piece of hitting just to go the other way. Didn't try to do too much with it. Barrel on the ball and found the gap.
This one lifted into left field. Cade Lacey coming onto it, and will be able to make the play for the final out. Aiden Bird able to strand two runners on here in the ninth inning. Will head the bottom half of the frame. Last chance for the Bears, down by 7. Last final 3 outs here in the ninth inning for Phoenix College. South Mountain up 13-6. New pitcher into the ball game to end it off here for South Mountain. Cole Anderson will work 9-1-2 here for Phoenix College. Pinch hitter as well. In place of the center fielder, Lucas Hinsey, will be Cole Snido. Snido on a tear yesterday, put one out of the ballpark at South Mountain Community College, and looking for the same result here to start off the inning. First pitch fastball, misses up and out.
Of course, you're always looking to hit a home run, Jaden.
I wish I could have said that myself as a high school hitter. Not too much of a power threat myself, as that one's pot foul down the right field line. Long run as Christensen almost got a glove to it. It just bounces.
I think he did get a glove on
Yeah, I
it.
think he just got barely the nick of the end of the glove on it, and it just bounces foul.
Yeah, as soon as you feel that warning track, the dirt on your feet, you all of a sudden start to tense up.
Slow down a little bit, yeah.
You don't want to run into the wall, especially in a 7-run game. Really no need in the last inning to hurt yourself trying to catch a foul ball pop-up.
Count is 1-1 here to Snido. Fastball on the outer half for strike 2.
Did you ever hit any home runs, period, Jaden, in your playing
I
career?
have one. I was a PO in high school.
Okay.
I was a PO. 1-2 pitches upstairs and a ball. But, yeah, I mean, freshman year, actually I did not hit one in high school. Did hit one in middle school. Freshman year was a shortstop and reliever, mainly the closer. 2-2 pitch is lined into right field, coming onto it and able to make the play is Chacon. And we've seen really the nine hitter today has seemed to find the barrel a lot. Just it seemed to find the glove a lot today. Lucas Hinsey with 2 line outs to center, and there's Snido with one of his own to right. But yeah, I mean, none in high school. Was a guy that had one in middle school, one in elementary school, which I don't even know if that really counts. 10U ball is 10U ball, 220.
It's a home run.
220 out to left. True.
All over the fence.
Good point. But yeah, freshman year, the closer and a shortstop. Mainly the closer would kind of be like the second shortstop.
So you went from shortstop to PO?
Yeah, I was a shortstop. Well, I mean, I pitched primarily. It was kind of like my number one thing. Then was a shortstop as well. Defensive shortstop was kind of my thing. Not a hitting shortstop.
Okay, all right. Got
Never been a prowess hitting wise. It's like middle school was a.
You peaked at middle school is what I'm hearing.
No, as a hitter, yes.
Okay.
As a hitter, yes. Average guy, 7th and 8th grade, got into high school, realized that I can't hit a curveball. Hit a fastball pretty well on the inner half, but anything in the outer half, curveball, nothing's going there. I'm going straight with air.
Checks out for a PO.
Yeah, checks out for a PO. Long, lengthy guy, can't get my hands out there in time. It's just the way it would work out. 2-1 pitch just cut on and missed there from Josh Cortez. But yeah, high school, sophomore year on was PO, the starter, sophomore, junior season. Mixed in as like the 5 guy and long reliever my senior year. So, yeah, it's a good mix. Good mix. PO lifestyle is where it's at, though.
No, it's not.
It is. 2-2 pitch is way inside. It's away a little bit.
Being a PO sucks.
Were you a PO?
I was a PO.
You were a PO?
Why would I say it sucks if I didn't know that it sucked?
I mean, why would I say if it's good if I know like I was a PO?
Well, I'm just saying that as someone who experienced both, I thought one sucked.
I mean, I think you just have to make sure you're in good routine. Like, if you just sit around all day, then that's one thing. But if you make sure you're in a good routine, doing actual stuff consistently, that's when it's a lot more fun. 3-2 pitch is flared into center field. Miranda coming on, long run, diving attempt, but it drops in front of him. And a base hit here for Josh Cortez. Cortez, who was coming to the first base spot, has hit well back-to-back singles in his recent plate appearances. And he'll hand it off to Isaac Lizarraga.
Yeah, great job off the bench. That's exactly what you want to see. Come off the bench. You're playing for playing time, essentially, once you come off the bench in a blowout game like this, and it's good to see that Cortez is taking advantage of it.
10th hit of the day for Phoenix College. They've primarily come in the latter 4 innings. It's now been a setup to where Phoenix College has scored 4 straight most recent innings. Struggled to start off of the day. The first 3 innings working up against Beltron. But after that, they've been able to find at least a run here or there up against the bullpen for South Mountain. That one shot foul as Carter Ritchie let that one just go foul. Got some jeers from the Phoenix College dugout trying to make the on-the-run play. Ritchie's played pretty well at third base, the hot corner this season. Waslewski has shown off at the shortstop position as well. Today has been a factor to where he's had a couple balls deep into the 5-6 hole that he's made some plays on. Another solid defensive play here. Possible double play could get South Mountain out of this ball game as Lizarraga pops that one foul. Count at 1-2. Lizarraga today 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Came home to score both times as well. Fastball misses inside. Cole Anderson, one of 3 lefties today that we've seen for South Mountain. Combined 11 pitchers that have found themselves on the mound between these two squads. 2-2 breaking ball is lifted into right. Chacon, couple steps, and he makes the play for the second out. And Phoenix College down to their final out.
Now batting, Eddie Morales.
I'm disgusted that you enjoyed your time as a PO. Oh,
I get time as a PO.
no.
Again, you have to make sure you are active, though. If you just sit around and do nothing, there are different ways to live a PO lifestyle.
Yeah, that's not a lifestyle if you have to like figure out new things to do while the rest of your teammates are practicing.
That one way inside ends up hitting Manny Morales, and so reach the second time today. Another pinch hitter that's been able to produce. Morales, a single, infield single that was deep into the 5-6 hole this past inning, then hit by a pitch there. Another guy's coming out of the bench and able to show off. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not like you have to create much. I mean, if you have a structured setup, you do PFPs, make sure you're doing plyo care balls, you're setting yourself up well to your stretching, you're making sure that, sometimes it's good to be able to feed guys on ground balls and stuff, be able to help out with that. It's a good time. This one grounded into center field. Elias Fiddler there for a single. Strong throw in from center from Miranda is up the line, and a run will come in. Cortez comes in to score. Morales will move to third. And Elias Fiddler, after a struggling start to the day, back-to-back RBI singles.
Now batting, Eddie.
Another one of those examples, getting more opportunities late in the game as the offense is starting to produce, and Fiddler's taking advantage. It's not how you start, it's how you finish sometimes. And Fiddler, all these guys are basically, playing for their jobs as the season goes along. This is a deep roster here at Phoenix College.
Cade Cunningham will go and run for Fiddler. First pitch in there for a strike to Cade Lacey. Lacey 1 for 4 on the day. Talk about getting another guy that's found his way to produce later on in this one, an RBI single that brought home a run this past inning. 0-1 pitch in there for a strike 2. Fastball that just barely nicked the inner black.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tough call. Tough call. Close call in the inner half. Definitely, I think.
I'm looking right down at that inside corner.
Yeah, definitely spotted up a little bit. Galinsky behind home plate, but able to work inside. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Cunningham takes the bag at second. Takes away the force play out at second base.
You never know. Ball out to the left side. That could be the difference between extending the game and not.
Never know. Still a chance here for Phoenix College, down by 6. 1-2 pitch coming here to Lacey. Is popped up on the infield. Christensen ranging towards the fence into the grass, and he's able to make the play. That'll end the ball game. South Mountain holds on for a 13-7 victory and take home the season series over the Phoenix College Bears 3-1. 13-7 the final. South Mountain 13 runs on 15 hits here in this one. Not a single error defensively. On the other end for the Bears, 7 runs on 11 hits, 4 defensive miscues. And you look at this ball game, you look at this weekend, a strong win yesterday for your starter and Danny Sotelo. A close back-and-forth ball game, more so a pitcher's duel. This one, the offense was the difference maker, and the offense showed off very well for both sides, I would say. I think more so latter half for the Phoenix College Bears.
Yeah, I'd say a decent offensive output if you're Phoenix College. You had so many opportunities late in that game to really get back in it, and they didn't capitalize really on any of them. Just one crooked number, 2 runs there. In the 8th, you're able to score in the last 5 innings, but you can't make a comeback when you allow 6 runs in the first by just scoring 1 run, 1 run, 1 run. They're able to get those opportunities, which you got to give them credit, but I think a lot of the credit goes to South Mountain. They put themselves in a lot of tough positions and were able to tightrope their way out, and that's what good teams do. The opposing teams, especially at this level, they're going to find ways to get on base. It's how can you limit the damage consistently, because 6 runs in the first, it's going to be extremely hard to come back, but after that, Phoenix College and South Mountain, they both tied the game 7-7 essentially.
Yeah, the loss on the day to Owen Stallnaker, his first starting appearance for him, a struggling one. Not even getting through 1 inning of work, 2/3 innings of work, gave up 6 earned runs, 2 hit by pitches, a walk, as well as 4 hits rather in that first inning. You look at the starting spots here. Again, Brogan Stevens, the original slated starter for today, dealing with a setup to where he wants to get himself back into this next week to get himself a little more comfortable inside of that rotation. Stallnaker struggled. What do you look at the depth of this pitching staff that has kind of been weary here and there this season?
Well, the most important inning in your start is the first inning, because not only does it set the tone, but it's also against the opposing team's best hitters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I don't know, Stallnaker in his first start doesn't go out, and he doesn't even finish the first inning. That's not what you want to see. Is Phoenix College is trying to figure out what it's really got as we get towards the second half of the season. And I'm not exactly sure what to make of the rotation, but I don't know if Stallnaker is going to get that many more opportunities to prove that he can start.
A win will go to Jacob Beltran, the starter today for South Mountain. 5 innings of work, 2 earned runs given up, but truly a slot to where, I think, again, you had 8 strikeouts, 3 hits given up. Outside of that solo shot back in the 5th inning to Jared Swarwick, really a flawless day for the starter in Beltran. Retired 11 straight going in to that AB to Swarbrick. And Beltran, the number 2 guy for South Mountain, shows off again here today.
Well, it was really all about how he got ahead of batters, and he was able to command both sides of the plate, both the glove side, which is where he mostly attacked the right-handed batters, and the arm side, which is where he attacked the left-handed batters. And he was able to do so seamlessly. You mentioned the solo home run, and then also the double and single that immediately followed. And it was a chopper up the middle. If that ball's hit a little bit either way in the direction, he may not allow any run there in that first inning. And we saw that second time through the order, he started to throw a little bit more breaking balls, and the Phoenix College hitters weren't able to adapt. And smartly, South Mountain didn't allow him to go through a third time in the order. And that's exactly what Phoenix College needs to do. You want a good, strong time through the first order. And then the second time around, if you can make some changes, throw some more off-speed pitches or vice versa, if you're going off-speed heavy to begin it, all of a sudden you're going to keep the opposing hitters really off balance. And once they're off balance, you can attack the zone and really start to get some strikeouts, like with Beltran getting 8.
South Mountain moves on to 19-7 on the year, 7-5 inside of the ACC-AAC. Phoenix College, with the loss, drops down to 14-11 on the year, back to 500 inside of conference play at 7-7. That'll wrap it up here on the Phoenix College YouTube page here for this midweek afternoon baseball game between the Phoenix College Bears and the South Mountain Cougars. The Cougars win this one 13-7, the final. For Dominic Stern, I'm Jaden Taylor, and that'll wrap this one up. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening.